Well, hello, hail, and good morning, my friends. Good to see everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up today. Merry early Christmas Eve, I suppose. It's Christmas for some people somewhere, but thanks for stopping in. I have some somber news, my friends. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I woke up this morning with the sniffles. I had a little bit of a runny nose, according to the media. That means I'm going to die imminently. So please keep me in your thoughts and prayers. No, actually, it's just a minor cold. But let's say hello to our guest today. We got Katie. What's up, Katie?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
And we got the author, Stephen Walton, in the house. What's
that
up,
intro gave me a goddamn hard on.
Good.
What's going on, everybody? Hail the chat.
Hail the chat.
Is it possible, like your thing got woke? You know, we got awake sooner than you did.
No, Katie, I'll tell you what. I smoke a little tiny tip of this joy here. I had my coffee. I've been up for 15 minutes, and then Red Gaze played that intro. I was just like, ready.
Yeah, ready. Ashley, just wink,
What?
wink.
Take care of that.
I'm talking to Ashley, not you.
Let's say hi to the chat. What's
Go
up,
ahead.
Burn Scribe? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Second, well, NyRiam got first. I'd be remiss if I didn't point that out. Johnny Cage got 69th. What's up, my friend? Rich Cook's in the house. Hail, brother. How you doing, buddy?
You should all be ashamed for being this awake, including you. No, don't be ashamed. I'm glad you work. I love you, baby. Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hi, Ashley. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad you're up and being productive, unlike some people.
I got up to be on the Gaze channel to hang out with the Gaze community. I didn't know Katie was going to be here. I need coffee. I had Chef Boyardee. I ate Chef Boyardee because I didn't have the time to make oatmeal. Red, I'm here. I'm here, buddy. I'm ready to go. What's up? What's up, everybody? Hail.
What's up, Sugar Chris? How you doing,
not
my man?
awake yet.
Don't worry. Sugar Chris is right there with you. Anybody says he's still in bed. Right, Kitty, it's 34th. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Brutal Morning Wood is what Walton has right now, but good to see you, my friend. Keely Chow's in the house. Hey, what's up, my friend? Says, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, sir. Scrolling. We got Genuine Comics. What's up, man? Good to see you. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen this, please clip it. Please do us a favor.
What? No. What? No. Why you gotta point that out?
We're trying to catch Walton's different
You
styles
talk about
of,
a man
of hair and hairstyles. You know.
A man with bedhead. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
I just rolled out of bed, Katie. I came here for Red. I rolled out of bed.
You can't even do it like every grandma does it, like, ready to go.
No, you know what's not.
Is that what grandmas do?
Of course.
You know what's
Grandma,
Grandma?
why your hair is green? Huh? I don't know.
You know what grandmoms don't do, Katie? You know what they don't do? They don't make their friends ass-scented candles like Tommy made for me. I'm staring at this freaking ass-scented thing. I've never had this much dread to make a video. I don't even want to touch it.
Did you sniff it?
It's in unfortunately, yes, because it's in two separate bags. I said, why is this in two different bags? And then I opened up the first one, and you couldn't help it. I didn't even light it yet. My studio smelled. I can't describe to you. I don't want to light this thing red. I don't want to make.
Well, you're going to. You're going to. Why don't you appreciate your gift? And,
have you heard about this Christmas legend that if you light the first scented candle during 24th of December, Santa might bring you another one?
I don't think that's a thing, Kate. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but I don't think it's a thing.
It's just become a thing. Just right now.
Like, will Tommy show up dressed like Santa? Is that what you're trying to say?
Riding the myths.
Riding a giant guinea pig.
I don't like this.
What's up, Fisk? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, Chris.
Good to see you, man. Got David Feed in the house. He says, late and gay, only 5 minutes, but still. I kicked it back 5 minutes just to be safe because, you never know what's going to happen with Walton. So I was just trying to be safe here.
Brutal. It's in 2 bags, bro.
Oh.
2 bags. Look at this. Look, it is in 2 bags. Walton's coffee and ass-scented candle. Look, he wrote it out all fancy and shit for me. Like, this is the level of trolling that this motherfucker did.
It's got its own label and everything.
I
amazing.
can't open this bag, Red. I can't in good conscience. I'm gonna have to make sure my kid is gone. I'm gonna send him to the mall or something. I can't do that to him.
Good morning, Merry Christmas, Tony. How you doing, brother? Oh, it's good. Yeah.
So the funniest thing just happened to me, right? Since I'm at my parents' house, I asked them not to enter this room since I'm having a stream, and suddenly I just heard a noise on my right side, and I looked, and that was my dad, like. And I was like, "What the hell?"
It's Spygate. Spygate.
No, not exactly. I actually, what?
Spygate.
Is he talking about sending candles? He didn't hear me say that. Is your family watching this?
No, I borrowed his balcony slippers, so when he goes out to smoke, he needs them. So he just came in like
just tell him to sneak in and take it. Just sneak in and take it. You gotta say nothing.
Well, he couldn't because I had them all.
Oh, well, okay, that's a different story. Yeah, that might raise some questions if people saw your dad's head coming up from under your desk there.
Yeah, that might be a little bit problematic. Yeah.
To family, to me, I'd just be like, "Wow, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know what's going on here."
My God.
The last thing I would have thought was slippers.
That's that new game that they came up with. It's called Incestor.
Incestor?
Oh, what? Is that a Slovakian thing?
Do you know the tabletop game called Investor?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, I
don't.
Red.
Get with the
I don't know investor or incestor.
Hold on.
It's like Monopoly, but it's called Investor over here. So when you play the words right, you get incestor.
Gotcha. So it's like investor plus Scrabble equals incestor.
Okay. First off, Ashley, stop hitting on Katie. Secondly, Red, you need to play more games. I thought you were a nerd. What happened?
Well, what happened was I actually started being productive and doing something with my life and writing books and comics and all that shit. So I got time to play games anymore.
Oh, yeah, that does happen. I remember when I wrote the last book. That's right.
But the time is coming. The time is coming. Hail, Edwin the Ace. Good to see you, my friend. Hail, the Squib Nation. What's up, brother?
Hail.
Good to see you. Scrolling. Okay. All right. I think we're caught up. Johnny says, hi, Katie's dad.
Lame.
Early.
Thank you, Johnny.
Lame.
I was reacting to that lame cover on Walton's head that was covering his perfectly morning.
Shit. Damn it.
Ashley says you look beautiful, Katie. And she can flirt with you all she wants in the chat. That's fine.
Okay.
Fisk says, wow, they really have some strange Christmas traditions in Slovakia. Yeah, I wasn't aware of all these either.
Dude, don't judge, man. It's not even a kinky cultural thing. So if you have a problem, Chris, that is a cultural thing. It's like a racist against white people thing, I think.
No, guys, I'm like super happy this year because normally the previous years it was like during the Christmas days you don't do anything, right? And I told them, I'm planning to stream today, and I was expecting something like no, and they were like, okay, and I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, you gotta understand. This has been a struggle, folks. This is a milestone here for Katie's streaming.
Totally.
Yeah,
awesome.
Future. Yeah, don't get jealous, Steven.
I'm not getting. Hold on, my hair. I'm not getting shit. I'm jealous.
Sugar Chris says your dad isn't lame, Katie. He let you use his slippers.
I didn't call my dad lame. I called lame the fact that Walton had to use a cap to tame his bedhead.
Brutal Morningwood says Red's like, we don't have all time, or I'll have time to stop and sniff the candles. That's true.
No, we don't. Not those.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised you didn't react to my comment in that chat. I'm not going to say what it was since where this is public and it's a private chat. But
I ignored it.
Okay.
Wait.
You just ignore your girlfriend.
No.
Just saying.
Ashley quickly tweeted at me. DM'd me and scolded me, and then immediately went and did that. And I said, I'm not even touching this. I just walked away. Sometimes as a man, you got to know when to walk away. It's not a bitch move, guys. It's just understand that a woman can be a ferocious beast, and they play with your penis, and you want to protect that area. So you walk away when you have to.
And you want to protect the fact that happens too. Like you want to keep that happening.
Well, Steven, here's the thing. You come to a woman like this, like poking. And then about after 5 minutes, you're very surprised that she actually comes back at you.
I don't poke. Okay,
Ashley, you poor thing. He doesn't poke.
It wasn't the whiny voice. How do you text? I can't. How do I text a whiny voice? And I don't have a whiny voice.
He doesn't.
I don't
have a whiny voice.
This is why I hate all you.
Hail, Apollo Patriot.
Poke.
Good to see you, my friend. Oh, we got Blue Twilight Women in the chat from Apollo Patriot.
Hell,
Thank God. I've been waiting for that forever. Good to see you, brother.
no idea. Body paint.
Tony says, just got it, Bruno Morningwood. Genius. Yes. So how rank is that candle, Steven? I got to know. Like, you smell it through the second bag, right?
Yeah.
You didn't actually open that second bag.
No, I didn't
yet,
open the fuck. No. No. All right. No. You smell something that strong coming, and it is not good coming out of the second bag. You don't want to open it. He actually took, Brad. He took the time to put a special label on it. You don't understand the production this man put into this, and he was very careful with how
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's been talking about that for some time. I'm glad to see it come to fruition. You have to make that video. I need to see it.
I'm gonna make the video. I am dreading the video. I'm more than the EMS video.
Just remember, as when you hit that live button, that recording button, don't forget to take a deep breath. Like,
see, I don't know if I'm cheating Tommy if I do that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that a person trolls you to this level, they deserve the full experience. So I'm gonna take it in. I'm gonna.
Oh,
well,
yeah. I mean, there's no other way to do it. Like, I applaud that.
Right, I didn't mean it like that. It's to get a gays community.
But then you can proceed, like, and just imitate Vinny by going like,
Only this will be natural.
That's funny, Kate. Is actually a word that I've developed between Ashley and I. Haven't talked to anybody else. I'm not going to tell you what the word means or whatever it represents, but it's definitely a word. I can't stream with. I can't do it again. I can't drive me crazy. I can't do it again. I can't talking about sex. I can't do it. I'm gonna be quiet now.
This should make you feel good, Steven.
Another thing you can do is poke. So.
Fisk says, I prefer bedhead to CPAP face any day. Yeah, it takes a bit for the mask ring around my nose and mouth to disappear when I wake up. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. That really does suck. I've known a few folks who have these machines, and they're not.
Yeah,
pleasant.
my mom does that. Yeah, it's funny. You walk in, it's like Darth Vader. It was scary.
And some of those are loud too, man.
They are, bro. But I mean, I'd rather that than somebody die.
David Feed says you poke and poke and poke your girl, and suddenly you're married and have 2 kids.
Oh.
Well, good. That's a good thing because Steven can poke.
Well, we're 1,000 miles apart. I don't really poke that often. And first off, I don't know if that was a poke we were talking about.
You don't
but
have
I like
a 1,000-mile long poker?
Not Drew Taylor.
Yeah, no one's ever accused Walton of having a mile-long poker. Hell, what about? Good to see you, my friend.
Red.
I'm just saying,
Fucking red.
Well, speaking of douchebags, what have you guys seen this? We got Kevin Feig here whining that Sony did not put his gay-ass Ghostbusters 2016 into the box set. I think because perfectly understandable.
Yeah, it's perfectly understandable. Paul Feig can shut up, please. Please go away, sir. That is not a man. His sack is empty. There's a sack there, but there's no balls in it. And if they exist, they're like those little water chestnut things that weird people put in rich food or Chinese food. Like the tiny little nuts. Screw this guy. He gave us one of the worst Ghostbusters ever. Actually, I kind of have to thank him for making that terrible movie because without that, who knows if we'd be here, Red?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'd always said The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Okay. Well, I think that started a trend. I think that was like the door opening up, saying, hey, we can make some pretty ass fucking movies, and these people will watch it. Well, I guess you could throw episode 7 in there, but no. 2016 doesn't deserve any credit other than this is how you don't make a reboot, or whatever, a sequel, whatever the hell they were trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trash to go around. I don't think, just lacking one of them would have made too much of a difference. It just kind of added fuel to the fire.
Bro, I gave the Ghostbusters 2016 its own chapter in Volume 1. It's got its own chapter. Look, this is it.
It deserves to be there. It does not deserve to be in this box set. And to Kevin Fig, here you go. This is for you, buddy.
Suck my dick, PT Principal.
Yes, that was perfect.
Well,
Suck his dick,
here's-
PC Principal.
I was having a choice whether to watch this, because I actually had an opportunity to watch this, and then I decided to go for the watch Witcher second season. So because I just can't help it, guys, but Ghostbusters never was my thing.
Ghostbusters isn't for everybody. I've noticed. I know quite a few people who just don't care for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's a nostalgia thing. I grew up with it, and I've always loved Ghostbusters. I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I do enjoy Ghostbusters quite a bit. And the cartoon was bitching too.
I love Ghostbusters. My sister loves Ghostbusters. All right, my niece Morgan, my little niece Morgan loves Ghostbusters because she's awesome. My son doesn't though. He's a Nazi. But I love Ghostbusters. And yeah, God, I need more coffee.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I enjoy Ghostbusters. It's in the same way I enjoy Star Trek. And of course it'll probably piss you off too. But Star Trek isn't like the end all be all for me. I like it. I enjoy it. It's good. Well, it used to be good, but it's just one of those things that's kind of there, and I could do or do without. When people post those lists where they're like, there's like 10 movies or shows there, and they're like, "Well, pick 3 that you can only watch for the rest of your life." Yeah, Star Trek never makes that cut.
Did you say Star Trek never makes sex at it?
It never makes the cut for me.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it depends what else is there. Sometimes there's some real shit there, but
I've been watching DS9. I was watching DS9. We're playing it in the background last night while I was writing. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite series of all time. But yeah, you're right. Tastes vary. I'm just being hyperbolic about the whole Ghostbusters thing. But I mean, yeah, I grew up with it. I love it. And Ghostbusters 2016 did not at all feel like Ghostbusters. It just didn't feel like Ghostbusters. There was too much jokey, too much free
it felt like a parody.
It felt like a parody, right? They were based. The one part that I did like was Dan Aykroyd showing up. He was in the cab. Like there was 1 or 2 bits. I was like, okay. But I mean, really, do we need a queef joke? Do we ever need a pussy fart joke on screen? Like, do we really? Is that a thing that's needed? Katie,
there was
how
a
do
whole
you feel
South
about
Park episode addressing that
pussy fart jokes in movies? Like, do you want that? Is that something that you would appreciate?
Definitely not. I don't know. Maybe it's weird, but
Yeah,
I have gas, by the way, but I don't have a vagina.
Here's the thing. It kind of depends what kind of movie we're talking about. I would definitely expect this kind of joke in Deadpool, for example.
In Deadpool,
That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah, it
Yeah,
might get a pass in
Deadpool.
Deadpool,
Yeah, in Deadpool you can expect pretty much anything at this point.
but not Ghostbusters. I mean, this is like a
No.
kid's property. Like they want to talk about space wizards and kids movies. Like Ghostbusters, it really, truly, I don't know. To me, at least, has mostly been for kids. But of course, it spawns from the '80s, where kids movies were also for the parents. They knew how they had that nuance. They knew how to slide in adult jokes and stuff in a kid-friendly manner. Pussy farts ain't one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we all know what kind of very developed sex education you have over there in the US. So.
Yeah, we bang in elementary school over here, Kate. We reckless. We crazy. Did you see the? Did you like Ghostbusters? The very first film was written as an adult comedy. It was written as a joke. The filming, the acting, the everything about that made it what it was, including when they blew up the top of Dana's building and the explosion looks like cock and balls. People miss that. But that's the thing. Yeah, you're right. They didn't know how to hide. Well, also in the 80s, kids were allowed to be kids more than they are today.
Yeah.
And there's been so much sheltering. That's a whole other subject, but there's been so much sheltering of children in the last 20 years. Now they don't know what
it's
fucking
so
gender
strange. Isn't that fucking strange? How kids have become so sheltered, but at the same time, like they're pushing all this sex shit on them. Like people won't let their kids go play in the woods anymore because that's dangerous.
Well, there's people
but check out this penis.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely
so strange.
People like Paul Feig, well, not people like him. Excuse me, I don't know him specifically, but people that may work around him in that industry, like kids, and they enjoy making children's films, and so they like pushing that kind of stuff on the kids.
And let's take it to another level. They show the kids' penis on TV, say that's the penis, and then their parents confuse them. But that's not a woman. That's not a man. I'm sorry.
That's insane. Katie, I'm sorry. We were smoking cigarettes and drinking beer in 6th grade. Okay. And no, the only ones of us that came out of it were the ones that were going to be weird anyway. We had a sweetie in high school. That's Sweetie. Yeah, that's Black Sweetie. He's big, black, tall, and gay. And he's going to stand up and clap and go, yes, girl, in the motherfucking auditorium. Sweetie's all right. He different. He just all right. But we didn't confuse his pronouns. He was a gay dude. I don't understand the need to subclassify the most simplistic of human conditions. All right, you can call them aberrations, whatever you want to call it, but the mainstay of people are straight. Some people aren't. I mean, furries.
I think just watching this video about some chick claiming herself not to be that she's non-binary or whatever.
Oh yes, I saw that one too.
Yeah, but she will keep using them day because
that's called roadkill. Yeah, Katie, it's called roadkill. That's a point. That's you get extra points for that. Okay, I mean, I grew up in a very different time, Katie, where you had games like, if you hit this type of person on the road, you get these many points depending on their race, gender.
Yeah, man. Right. If you get them with the door, if you get them with the bumper,
Yeah, exactly. Right. You get trick shot points and shit. Listen,
that's not fair. I think you were playing that game with cars, with actual cars.
We joke about it,
but we played it with plums and other different kind of food.
What? You hit people with food? Wait.
Yeah,
That's how you guys show racism over there?
Pretty much. We were standing at the balcony as kids, and we were throwing tiny stuff at people, whatever.
Oh, I mean, we used to corn cars. That's kind of similar.
Yeah.
They were corn a car, Walton.
Yeah.
Walton, you might be old, but you forget that we are 20 years behind.
Oh. Well, no.
Yeah, and she's a decade behind us, so she's actually 30 years behind.
Holy shit.
I'm older than you, actually. See?
You're going to be young forever.
I'm telling you. I'm just...
Oh, right. I didn't even know there was a Ghostbusters too. Yeah, man, check it out. No, that wasn't too popular with some people, but I thought it was good. I liked it.
Ashley, don't instigate Katie. She said Kate's a bully? What?
Whoa! Oh, I'm way behind.
I'm a bully. And what was the term that Johnny Cage was using?
Which what?
The term that Johnny.
Sassy. Yeah, you're full of sass.
Okay, I'm a sassy bully. Yeah.
There it is. What's up, Bodega Outlaw? Merry Christmas, my man.
What's up, Bodega?
Yeah, Johnny said shit escalated quickly today. It did a little bit. Anybody seen this piece of crap? Matrix Resurrections.
Why is everyone hating on the Matrix Resurrections?
I haven't seen it, so I'm just hearing it's crap. So I naturally went to the piece of crap. Do you like it? You enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. Yes, I did. And everybody hates it. I'm like, wow. LDG gave his ticket back in the fourth act. Ashley's up in the chat going, "You and Karen, you ain't even finished watching the movie." God.
Okay, well that's accurate. Yeah, I would say you can't really judge it until you've seen the whole thing. Which, well, it depends. Some things you see a trailer for and you just know. But the trailer for this didn't exactly turn me off. It wasn't the greatest trailer I've ever seen, but I'll have to give it a watch and see if where I fall there, because that's the thing too. Like a lot of people are just hypercritical these days. There's clicks and there's super chats and being critical about stuff, but not, that isn't always the case. Sometimes something's okay and people are just like, that sucks. So we'll see.
That's true. Okay, but a lot of overwhelming number of people are saying it's. I didn't go on Comics Division last night because I knew they were just going to lambast it, and I didn't want to be Drew from last week talking about Spider-Man. First off, Ashley, I didn't say I loved it. Secondly, it's okay. The Matrix did not need a sequel. Let's just be real. It didn't need one. All right, the trilogy's fine, and some people don't even like the most of the trilogy. I enjoy the whole thing. I don't give a shit. I enjoy them all, and it didn't need a fourth. But if you're gonna make a fourth Matrix film, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a fourth Matrix film, the way that they did it is probably the best way to do it. And people are just looking at it and going, oh my god, diversity, and oh my god, the woman is as powerful as the man, and oh my god, okay, we hate SJWs, but this is gonna go. What the fuck are you to what? Yeah, I just don't get it. Some of the arguments all of the arguments aren't that, but I enjoyed the film for what it was. Didn't need it, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, Johnny Cage is always being an ageist. He's like 13 years old, so he's constantly pointing out, how old we are.
Is that how old
I kind of
Katie
think
is?
like when we were talking about what's that actor from Spider-Man with so many teeth? Come on, he played the
I'm
Goblin.
sorry, I was staring at this candle.
Oh, Willem Dafoe
Yeah. So like
with so many teeth.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like the last face you'd ever want to see waking up.
Come on, we were talking about the fact that he looked like 60 years old, his whole life, right? And Johnny Cage is actually the person who's gonna look like 25 his whole life.
I love William Dafoe, Katie. I love William Dafoe. I like watching him. I love his acting ability. But that man, like, okay, if you're in a dark alley and if you had ever had some kind of fear of being like ass raped, that is the last face you ever want to see.
Yeah, you bite the tree and act like a dry branch.
Just light the candle and walk away.
No.
Yeah, Ashley's really on this whole Katie's a bully thing now.
Oh, she loves it,
ever
man.
since you've been throwing food at people.
I know. I just responded to her, so it's good.
Oh, you're going to go with the I was 10 years old excuse. I see.
Huh?
Use bricks instead. Yeah, that's the way to go.
No. Because aren't you 10 now? If you're like minus 30, aren't you like 4? Like, what are you?
Yeah, it might be. Can't you see that?
Keeley gave it a similar score, 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I get that, Riot. I get 6.5 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. It's not a film that you needed, but it's fun for what it is. And the way that they introduced the natural progression from where they left off to where they are, I had no issue with.
Yeah. He probably couldn't do that because of John Wick. He's filming John Wick all the time, like all of his life. He just does other stuff in between. So,
Katie, yeah, the whole shaving his head thing, like looking like the original Neo and all like that. They had to do that, but you're right. It's it looks like a reusable food bag, for the market that you need to throw out now. Like that's how his head looked without the hair and the beard. It's like it's time to put it back on, bro. Because
Keanu's head, his bald
Keanu's head. I like Keanu Reeves. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Oh, gotcha.
It looked. It was worn. It was more worn than the last time he was in that chair with a hole in his head. That's all I'm saying.
Like for a while we were talking Ghostbusters, then Willem Dafoe, and suddenly it's just Walton started talking about bags of trash. So.
Well, people were busting ghosts on the Nebuchadnezzar and saw Neo from this past movie with a shaved head and a saggy face, and William Dafoe jumped out of nowhere and wanted to ass rape somebody. That would have been this whole last half hour. If you light an ass-scented candle in the background and cheer Ashley cheering you on for being a bully, that's great. I love today. Hell,
are you saying his head is more like a grocery bag or more like a used meat plastic bag? After you take the meat out of it.
Bag. All right, I'm not saying it's like a skin meat bag. I'm not saying like anything out of Texas Chainsaw. What I'm saying is that like if you had got a reusable bag that you take to the market, and it's been a few years. It's time to upgrade, but you love that bag. You love that, but the bag is worn out, it's wrinkled, it's fucked up, it's got a little tear in the corner of it. Gotcha, that is what his head looked like in the chair.
But there isn't like blood all up in the bag.
There wasn't any blood. Well, I mean, what? What the fuck kind of market do you go to, bro?
Talking about a meat bag, man.
Oh.
What's up, Tina Bojan?
Oh, hi, Tina. Shit, Tina, I'm sorry. I said dick. I didn't mean to say dick. You're right there in the chat. I love you, Tina. Hi.
Yeah, actually, I'm always late, by the way. I just got shit yesterday for being late for something. So it's like every day. I'm always late.
I guess.
I'm gonna have to go and leave you actually.
No, don't leave. No, you can't.
Yeah, come on. It's Christmas over here. We have Christmas 24th, so I'm sorry. You have to.
Leave me here with this guy and his candle.
It was really fun.
I know. I'm very torn in this decision, but I can figure it out. That I already know who's gonna come victorious anyway. So.
You just want to get the slippers back, don't you?
My head.
Yes. By the way, the spy actually came back. I didn't know when, but he actually brought the slippers back.
Oh, damn. Now you got phantom slippers.
Yep, totally.
All right. Well, you go have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your family.
Yep. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're gonna celebrate a little
That's
bit
messed
earlier.
up. Scotty said he would leave Walton too. No, that's not. Scott, don't encourage
exactly.
her. Well,
Hey, Red, how about we leave both of us and leave Walton here alone?
That wouldn't be nice or good.
What am I
don't
doing?
think-
I wouldn't know what to do.
You would probably just leave too, and everyone would be staring at this Kevin Feige outburst.
Yeah. True. Alrighty, guys, have the merriest Christmas, and I don't know, see you very soon. I'm just gonna try to pop in whenever I can, wherever I can.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Alrighty. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye, Katie.
Bye, baby. I like her so much. I just wish she didn't crush my testicles every time she was here.
Well, it's a natural. It's one of those things. You just have that. You pull that out of people, you know.
I do. I pull that out of people. Well, I need to pull out more often.
Your pull-out game is strong. Oh, hail, Dagala. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. Brutal Morningwood says Keanu's head looks like Willem Dafoe gnawed on it.
There you go, Brutal. Yes, Brutal. A little bit.
That is brutal.
Around the cheeks and the chin, but everything else. Keanu looked great though.
Yeah. So,
wooden mannequin?
Yeah. He's not some wooden mannequin now, like he was in the first ones, at least. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's referring to the CGI. I don't know.
Well, he's gotten a lot better since, Bill
Has he?
Ted.
Has he though? What's up, Scott? How you doing, man?
What's up,
So,
Scotty?
do you want to chat a little bit about your book? You got this book upcoming, and you've been working hard on it.
You want me to talk about God? I got to get serious now? Sure.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, Mirrorsphere's Origins is here. What's up, man? Hail and Merry Christmas Eve to you too.
Hail, brother. Hail. Christmas Eve to everybody. Good to see y'all. Now he's gonna make me be serious. Okay.
Well, I mean, we can dick around a little bit more if you want before we get into
No, we don't have to dick around. I pull out. Remember? I got my pull-out game is strong. Shit! I just pulled my fucking ear thing out of my head. Hold on.
Man, we got this.
I can't hear now. Now I can hear. Fuck Dinklage. No, we actually know fuck Dinklage. Actually, funny that you bring this up because a lot of my book concerns this narrative right here. Here's Peter Dinklage, who's someone who found fame through Game of Thrones, which was a series that started off in a very strong point in Hollywood when people were serious about making material. And then they also had the source material to pull from, so Sporking could attest to that. And then when they ran out of ideas, they just said, we're going to end it like this, and we're going to walk away instead of putting the work in to try and give it a proper ending. They did this because they don't care about the content they're creating. They also made some of the story choices that they made because white males suck, straight white males suck, and everybody else is awesome.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, and this is a narrative that has been going on through not just Hollywood, but various entertainments. It is something that was researched, not this specific tactic, but the ability to use media to influence the public. It was researched in a paper by the Defense Intelligence Agency back in the late 2000s, during a time when you had a lot of people who were anti-Bush liberals that were trying to find ways to win local elections and therefore take over the scene. Now, in that aspect, as far as using social media and using their allies in Silicon Valley to do this, that's actually a smart strategic maneuver. But what we got out of it were gender studies degrees for positions that did not exist, the resurgence of racism and sexism, and all of this was done to separate us, the American populace, during a time when the internet was reaching what was really becoming something that was in every home. Global communication was easier than ever. People were bridging differences, were having conversations that were uncomfortable, that were learning about themselves and about the world around them, learning about real world experiences, and we were coming together as a race. And the government can't have that, not the globalists, not the people that run telecommunications, not the richest of the rich. Yes, the narrative's fucked, sir. They can't have
what makes them money.
So division is what makes them money. So we began with the. So after a very heated discussion in this country, a very heated discussion under a Republican administration, I might add, gay marriage or gay unions were allowed. Things like that were happening. There was acceptance happening in this country and tolerance, not just tolerance, but acceptance that was well beyond what we had ever had before. And now here we are in 2021, about to enter 22. And we have idiots like this hero, this moron, Peter Dinklage, who wants to join in the band. He's a rich elitist, doesn't give a shit about you or me, wants to make sure we're divided, though, so they can keep their friends in power, so they can, they can rob us blind, take away our freedoms. This is basically the source of the Fandom Menace Volume 2. Volume 1 covered this very well, I believe. It was an emotional book. But considering the subject matter, which is creating division and hate amongst us, I believe that a little bit of vitriol was required for people to understand where we stood. Volume 2 is going to come from 3 different perspectives. Volume 2 is going to come from perspectives of people who stood up after The Last Jedi, created YouTube channels that were very small. Red and I have been around for a very long time. We watched a lot of these channels grow into who they are. We made friends with some of these people. We know some of these people. But you had people like NyRiam, Doomcock, Mark with a C, several others that really not only created a backlash to The Last Jedi and to the use of entertainments as a platform to cause division and hate for socio-political rhetoric. That doesn't make sense. That's only destroying young people, only destroying what we've always known as the norms in civilization. I mean, and just the most simplistic thing, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. We're having those debates now because of assholes in the industry and politics that are trying to divide us on bullshit arguments that confuse people.
Who'd ever thought that would be a debate?
Whoever thought it would be, I know, and I never did, because we were smoking cigarettes and drinking beer in 6th grade. Red, we're 80s kids. We didn't know bullshit. You know what I mean?
Speaking of no bullshit, real quick. Listen, Scott, not every story that pops up on the internet belongs to you. Okay, buddy? I am looking forward to hearing your take on this because, this was heartbreaking for me.
It's heartbreaking for me, too. I've lost a lot of heroes over the last several years. I mean, part of why I wanted to write these books is because of the amount of people that I once looked up to. I mean, I was pretty liberal growing up. The people that I once looked up to, creating bullshit arguments and trying to separate us. I thought I thought that we were standing up against the evil Christian conservatives because they wanted to, get back to burning us, killing the gays, getting rid of the witches. They want us to believe that, Earth's 5,000 years old and shit like that. Okay, I was pretty anti-Christ when I was growing up, but I grew out of that. At some point, as you grow out of adolescence and you begin to accept and become tolerant of other people and their positions. Dude,
you just hit the nail on the head. Like, that is the problem in a nutshell. Nobody fucking grows up anymore. Everyone is just stuck in this perpetual, teen angst all the time, all their lives. And Hail Pale Rider, speaking of teen angst, all their lives.
They don't even know the pronouns, Red. They don't, and they think they're girls or something. Putting on a dress does not a girl make. Okay, I'm sorry. Cross-dressers have been around forever. He/she's have been around forever. You're nothing new. But they want to create new terms just to further segregate. That is the point. Really.
The plan.
That's exactly it. It put us all in our own little cattle chamber, our own little fenced-in chamber. And make those chambers as small as possible. Show create them out of the ether. Make as many differences as you possibly can. So you can point across that fence and blame that other person for your problem and not yourself. Self-improvement is bane to the globalists and to the people that are trying to ruin our species, trying to control us. The wealthy elite, top 1%, 1% of 1%. They don't care about you or I. This has been a very important battleground in this culture war, an attack on we as people, not just a country, not just a race or one group, as human fucking beings. And that's why this book is important. That's why these times are important. It may only be one aspect of the culture war. Louder with Crowder may have a bigger piece or some other channel. Ben. But this battleground itself against entertainments, against those people, those disingenuous motherfuckers who are in Hollywood, who don't give a shit about anybody. They don't care about what they're saying. They don't give a damn how much hurt their voice can cause to us. Fuck the industry, support independent creators. They don't care how much that hurts us or how much that divides people, because they're going along, okay, well, Senator so-and-so wants me to say this, and I live in California. Oh, look, I can take a turn in the street. What a wonderful place to live. Ship your kids in daily.
But it's not just us, though. It's not the fact that they just don't care about us. I mean, if you've seen with the most recent political cycles, like, people don't even care about their own families anymore.
They don't care. No, you're right. And well, isolating. First off, that's a wonderful thing that the COOF did. And if I get to a
Right.
volume 3, I'll get into the COOF.
Hail brightest day. Thanks for being here, brother.
Hail brightest. Because that was meant to further separate us, Red. That was right along with the plan. Make sure everybody's trapped in their home. Then, once they started coming out of their homes, because you can only communicate over the internet, there's only so much, you need that interaction between person face to face. You need that to really bridge certain great differences between people. But if we segregate them and separate them further, and then when we get them out, we make up this narrative, this bullshit narrative, because bullshit narratives have been working for years. And we make this bullshit narrative that if you don't take this jab, that's not really going to that's not going to cure anything. It's not going to protect everything because you're still going to go take your boosters. But if we really lay that on thick so that we make that an evil thing, because we got to do something with all the energy we kicked up, the bullshit energy against Trump in that administration to divide people, which to help to not get anything the fuck done. If we keep that up, then they're not going to want to gather together for holidays. They're not going to get together and talk to one another. You might not be able to go to a funeral. You might not be able to talk. But you know what? You can separate that herd, and the jabbers can gather up because they're allowed to do anything, even though they still get the shit, and even though the boosters don't work. It's amazing what we have allowed in the last 15 years.
What happens to what happened to people's brains is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to parse this out because it doesn't. You're having shit thrown at you that just makes no sense at all. Anybody with a shred of fucking intelligence can see it's completely and utterly nonsensical, and yet you still have people out there with this cult-like behavior, just repeating everything that's thrown at them like puppets, and it's disgusting.
Yes, look at the differences in the generations from the 1850s to now. All right. And I'm not just talking about the social structure, but look at the type of people you had. After the slaves were freed, there was a lot of those Southern blacks that were slave blacks that worked hard as shit to become who they were. They had it worse than just about everybody else, but they worked hard as shit. Some of them invented some things that we still use to this day, like refrigeration. They worked hard to get where they were. People out on the frontier worked hard. All right, you were working as a kid. You go into the age of World War II. People were getting injured. There were people out there that couldn't get into the military because they had something as simple as like flat feet, and they were shamed. They shamed themselves because they couldn't get out there. They couldn't get out there and fight with their brothers on the front line. Nobody was talking about gender inequality then. The women were basically taking care of all the paperwork, and they were working in the factories, taking care of industry. Nobody talks about that because it doesn't go along with the narrative of today.
Right.
You look at the generation today; they're on TikTok bitching about, "I have a wiener, but I'm a girl." Are you?
You will respect my pronouns,
right? You will respect my crazy.
I don't respect anything about you, you fucking lunatic.
Right.
And never will I respect you. And this is something I see pop up pretty frequently. You got Killy Child saying it in the chat, Chris Fisk as well. I've heard this from a lot of people, and it applies to me as well. Back in the day, a lot of us used to be pretty liberal, but liberalism isn't liberalism anymore. You're a far right extremist now if you believe the same thing you did 15 years ago as a liberal. That's where we're at, and it's so strange, just the way things have.
The center, brother.
You know what I mean?
Like I changed.
Well, they had to. It's like out of necessity because there's you can't be in the center anymore. Like they won't allow you to be there. You have to be an extremist of one sort or another, or you're just an asshole. And what a lot of them are missing is that most people fall somewhere in the center. Most people, they might be quiet right now, but that quiet isn't going to last forever. And I really wish it wouldn't at this point, because people need to stand the fuck up. Stop being sheep. Think for yourself. Use your fucking head. Just use your brain. It's all you got to do to see through this shit. Just use your brain that God gave you.
We rise together, which is different than rise together from the Fandom Collective. But we rise together doesn't just mean supporting other channels, guys. We rise together means exactly what Red just said. It's time. It's been enough. We stand together against this bullshit narrative. There ain't no damn reason. I can't wait to read this article. Ain't no damn reason why Dinklage should have this tumble out of his freaking gaping maw. There's no reason. We rise together from different backgrounds, different parts of the world, different dispositions, religions, how we view things. And we stand together as individuals unified against this bullshit. That's what the menace was to me. That's
Listen,
how I'm writing
Tony,
this book.
nobody's going to wiener shame you, buddy. You go on with bad self.
Yeah, okay.
Got Horty chat me off in the chat. What's up, my man? So I heard something about gays and decided to check it out. Yeah, you always should.
Got
always should.
Acidic candles in here too, bro. It's terrible, Alf. It's looking bad.
Yeah, let's say a little bit about what this dummy is saying.
Let's do it.
I'm going to skip the intros here. Dinklage's comments came in a wide range, ranging interviews discussing his latest film, Cyrano.
Well, that's a gay-ass haircut. What the fuck you doing, Dinklage? You're not working with enough as it is, bro. You're not working with enough. All right, I'd be scared to see those eyebrows. I'm afraid to see what manscaping looks like for you. But your head, that haircut screams. I want William Dafoe to roofie me and a gay William Dafoe and just jump me out of a closet. Like that's what that looks like to me. Sorry.
Yeah, he almost looks like he's trying to be like a midget Willem Dafoe in this shot.
Like he's trying to lure a very aggressive femme to take him. Like that's what that hair says to me.
Yeah, right. This is coming up now because apparently Dinklage felt the need to virtue signal. I guess that's what I'm getting out of it. Yeah, real quick. Thank you very, very, very much for that super chat. For €5. I don't get to say euros very often. Appreciate you, Katie. This is my very first super chat. Wanted to make it special. Merry's Christmas to y'all. P.S. Walton, don't hump the Christmas tree, please.
I don't. I even have a tree in the house, NyRiam. I don't even have it. And because of people like you, I didn't get a tree.
That was a very special message, I have to say.
It's not a special message. It's awful.
Well, you don't like taking the trees in the house, right? That's you prefer to go the more natural route. Seek them out.
Never give them your real name, Red. Fuck you. Fuck you all.
So yeah, they asked him, George R.R. Martin wanted Game of Thrones to go on for 2 more seasons. Do you think it should have, or was it the right time to end? And he said, it was the right time, no less, no more. You don't want to wear out your welcome. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that show could have. Yeah, I don't think it could have. So it wasn't the right time. You're saying it was the right time, but it wasn't in the same sentence. Well, technically 2 sentences, but whatever.
He's a dwarf. They have to think more than us big people do. So yeah, he's more cerebral. I think they survive.
Did you just call yourself a big person, Steven?
Bro, yes, I did. God damn it. Yes, I did. And you know what I mean? Like Dinklage's, they had to scurry up trees like squirrels, and they have them little arms. So they have to think ahead. So yes, he said 2 things in 1 sentence because of that.
Thank you, Tina. It's pronounced Sir I know. Okay.
Serrano? What's Serrano? What is pronounced Serrano? What?
That movie, his latest movie that they were discussing there briefly.
Oh, I thought it was called Gay Haircut in the Middle Ages. My bad.
Brightest day for $2. Thank you very much, my friend. It says, I'll have you know I've ceased with the tree stuff. So there you go.
Thank you, Brightest. You just mentioned it though. But thank you.
Yeah, and Pale Rider's got a point too. He's talking about this to get more attention on his new movie. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it's really all about.
You get more gay attention.
Johnny K says, "Quote us big people." This fucking guy.
Johnny.
Yeah, you really stirred up the chat with that one. And Katie says Walton is the biggest dwarf of them all. It takes him only 10 minutes to climb his PC chair. But back to Peter Dinklage.
Merry Christmas.
He says, I think the reason there was some backlash about the ending is because they were angry at us for breaking up with them.
Wow.
We were going off air, yeah, and they didn't know what to do with their Sunday nights anymore. They wanted more, so they backlashed about it. And see, it can never be because it sucks. It can never be because they fucked up. It's always be somebody else's fault.
The fucking show ended as ass. The fucking bad guy was the big bad guy for the whole series. Wasn't even the big bad guy for the whole series. The messaging that led up to that point did not make sense when you got to the end. Dinklage is an idiot. I am going to call William Dafoe.
What are you going to say to him?
I'm going to say, William, you might need to go ham on this guy. I know he's little, but you're scary. And just do it in a sexually threatening way, but don't actually do anything. Don't actually commit to any, anything that would get you arrested.
Any penetration.
Well, right. But that haircut might put him over the top. Go put that haircut back up, bro. That might put him over the top. Renaissance is a gay man haircut might actually see that. It might lure him in. Like
Diaries of a Gay Dwarf.
Maybe he likes short men. I don't know. I'm not saying anybody's gay here. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, the problem is, Willem Dafoe had some gay action in Boondock Saints, but I can't really quote that on YouTube.
I wasn't going to go there neither, but that's actually the scene. That is what I remind. That's angry. That's a scary fact.
He said fact. YouTube. He said fact.
Absolutely did.
Dinklage then asserted, we had to end when we did because the show was really good. Was really good at was breaking. What the show was really good at was breaking preconceived notions. Villains became heroes and heroes became villains. If you know your history, when you track the progress of tyrants, you should start doing that, dickhead. They started off as tyrants. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about, spoiler alert, what happened at the end of Game of Thrones with that character change, which was way too fast and forced. I would say most tyrants don't move that quickly, but in the past year, we've seen differently.
We have, yes.
They must have taken lessons from Game of Thrones season 8.
I want to get some of those Biden stickers to put on the gas stations.
They're everywhere around here, man. Everywhere. And I saw one with Biden that says I did this. They had Kamala on there saying I helped. They had a bunch of different.
That's badass, dude.
Fools on there.
Well, that's because look. I don't want to mention what state you're in, but I grew up in that same state, and I remember. But I'm just sidetracked just for a minute. I remember back at the 2016 election going through the rural areas. And it was all Trump. I don't have any evidence to the contrary of any kind of whatever for the election. And we're not even allowed to talk about that. But I'm just saying,
dude, for that election cycle, and I drive for a living. I drive all over the place in this state, and I might have seen somewhere between 3 and 10, Biden signs throughout the entire election cycle.
Yes, dude. Same Delaware. I was in Delaware, dude, when and nobody was like celebrating Biden. How that COVID, did a lot of things. It wasn't just keep people in houses and threaten their whatever. God damn, we need to go to another platform.
Yeah, there's a lot there to talk about.
Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, can't talk about it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Dinklage says it's gradual, and I love how power corrupted these people. What happens to your moral compass when you get a taste of power? Human beings are complicated characters,
Just like that hair.
Yeah, just like
very
that
complicated. What are you saying? Whose farts are you smelling? Is he aware of what he's saying, or maybe I might have to retract the intelligence comment. Maybe he was just a squirrel scurrying up a tree away from a predator. I don't know. But
I just find it interesting how when you listen to these people talk, like they're so talking about themselves all the time, but they're putting it on somebody else. Constant projection.
Absolutely.
How are you not self-aware at all?
Red, you were just talking about that earlier, and I got sidetracked and didn't get to follow up on it. But you were saying, how do these people do that? Because they have been taught for decades now. Society is being taught that you don't have to take responsibility for your actions. You don't. It's somebody else to blame. And then that's, of course, that's only conditional, really, because if you blame the right person, then you can use certain aspects of who they are, or what they are, or how they were born, things that are matters of birth. But if you have the right politics, or if you have the right ideas, you could be that same type of person, and you're perfectly safe. You're one of the good ones. We've gotten back to that "you're one of the good ones" idea, and it all comes from categorizing people due to their politics, due to how they view things, and taking away the major component of that is taking away self-responsibility. You don't have to grow and excel anymore. Pick your gender. You know what I mean? Get your pronouns. You don't have to excel. You don't have to better yourself in life. And that is one of the biggest differences between this current generation and leading up to it. Let's be real. There was we saw the 90s. We saw that we were a part of the 90s, and they were just pumping lithium in kids, and everybody was having a depression
Oh
everybody was having a depression of some sort. You know, the
Dude,
music changed.
that's where it all started. All those ridiculous, like over-diagnosing people constantly.
Yes.
There's been so many kids that I'm going to say straight up child abuse. What they did to a lot of kids in the 90s and 2000s. Just wow! Like every problem is to be solved by medication. Forget parenting. Throw them the iPad, stuff them full of meds, and send them on their way. It's
absolutely put them in the freaking. Guys, as soon as the internet's well, I mean, it wasn't the internet, but you are absolutely right. I'm glad that my dad beat the shit out of me. Now I think about it.
Me too.
God. But yeah, but you're right. It's isolating people, removing their, a lot of it has been about removing people's ability to communicate. I think that started with the drugs back in the 90s with that they were feeding kids. I went to school with plenty of kids who were just overactive or hyper or just, just like that. But
dude, I would have been full up ADHD had all this nonsense been going on when I was a kid. Like they would have had me on so many drugs. Like I couldn't pay attention to anything in school. You know why? Because I wasn't fucking interested. I didn't care what they were talking about. I turned my pencils and erasers into starships and flew them around during lessons because that's how much I gave a shit about what they were talking about. That's not ADHD. That's being a kid. That's having an imagination. And thank God for that imagination.
Fucking right, dude. I was writing science fiction. I was writing I'm not even lying. Just through entire classes just because I didn't care. I didn't give a shit what they were saying. But the education system itself needs an overhaul. I think we all pretty much agree on that. But yeah, coming back around to Peter, first off, he's an actor, so he's supposed to be full of himself. Like they project for a living. They project lies for a living, like a politician. I can't believe how they're in bed together. But
Glindsey.
What did Glindsey say? I'm sorry. I think it was playing
Cyrano, but really wanted to play Cyranus.
Cyranus. Yes, he did. The removal of responsibility from people to own their actions, to really take a look and reflect upon themselves, is something that has been completely lost. And it's not only lost, it's being the idea that you don't have to take responsibility for your actions and who you are and what you do is being excused. It's being promoted. You're being promoted not to think that way. Every now and again, it's good to reflect and see, have I been an asshole? Every now and again, that's a good thing. And if you remove that from people, you get SJWs. And I hate to see the way Peter's talking right now because I've enjoyed him, his past quotes.
Yeah, and I haven't heard much from him in this vein up until now. At least not that I can recall. And Katie's out. Have a good Christmas, Katie. Enjoy.
Take care, Katie. Take care, sweetheart.
But yeah, it just sucks because it's like every other week there's a new celebrity that you actually still held some respect for coming out and saying, I don't want your respect. I'm an asshole.
And I refuse to. Like, okay, I've got to cover some movie and TV. I just have to do it. I got to pay attention to some of it. And I don't want to. I wish I could be like Tommy. Screw all this shit. Because like you said, every day people like Dinklage coming out and talking this kind of just garbage. What are you?
And what's the sense of it? Just promote your new movie, dickhead.
Promote your new movie and your gay haircut. It's okay. It's all right. Somebody's gonna watch it.
And Tony, I was exactly the same way, man. I graduated high school, and I'd sit around the gaming table and talk to my more intelligent friends. And eventually, somewhere around the age of 18 or 19, I realized, wow, I'm really stupid. Like I didn't pay attention to anything. So I took to the internet, use the internet for good, and educate myself on a lot of things. And now I feel I'm rather, at least somewhat intelligent. But
Red Gaze and I have taken almost the same trajectory, and we grew up damn near in the same area. That's a damn shame.
Just a few feet difference.
Oh my god, yeah, just a few feet difference. That's nuts, Red. I don't even know what to say. Fuck Dinklage. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So he's going to promote his new film by pissing off the fan base that made him famous.
Yeah. Well, way to go, buddy. Good luck with that.
Good job, man.
And your new film it even has a stupid title. Like, no, but that's one thing I always tell people when people ask me for advice for projects they're working on and stuff. I'm like, just get a catchy title. That's going to help you a lot. You want to draw people in with the title. People see Cyrano. What the hell is that? Is it a cybernetic rhino? What's the movie about? I don't know. They try to be these pseudo intellectuals, and it fails. It falls flat all the time. Like nothing will kill a a project quicker than a shitty title.
Is
It's
that
the
a
first thing
sword
people see?
or a dagger he's wearing there? I mean,
I think
he's kind of low to the ground. So
yeah, I don't recall. Or is this out of Cyrino?
yeah, this is out of Cyranus.
Cyrino, that's what Cyranus. Yeah, let's just call it Cyranus.
No, we're not calling it Cyranus. Yeah,
Maybe it's Sting.
Cyranus.
Maybe he stole Sting.
Stole Sting.
I'm guessing it's a short sword of some sort because it's it's a little big for a dagger. I think
that scabbard can't be too thick. I mean, he's a little guy.
Well, you should see his cut. He says, I think some people really did want a happily ever after ending, even though Game of Thrones told us it was not the show from the very beginning. They wanted the pretty white people to ride off into the sunset together.
What a complete piece of shit.
Have you missed the fact that you're white, Peter?
No. It's like that's what wasn't I just talking about that? See, he's okay. He's one of the good ones because he has the right politics. He hates his own people.
Isn't it funny, now that you use that phrase, isn't it funny how racist people back in our day would refer to some black people as such?
The good ones, right?
Yeah.
He's a good one.
And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are. What about some of the blacks that we knew were the type that hated themselves because they were black? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was a fucking thing. And that's a shame. Nobody should be made to feel like that. Now it's just everybody's turn now, and it doesn't matter. It's not just white guys. Don't even think it's just that. That's just one of their big boogeymen since Trump left. It's also if you're straight, or what kind of politics do you have? Do you believe this on this social issue? And if your answer is different from the fucking social justice nut job, the far left nut job that is asking you the question, you are automatically categorized into the naysayer group. You are now an extremist because you have a different point of view.
Yes, you have an opinion. How dare you have an opinion that does not validate my opinion?
If Peter cannot tell that he is regurgitating the type of lies and propaganda, the bullshit rhetoric that divides people, he is not worth me spending my money on. Nothing he's attached to.
Agreed.
I hate the industry. Support independent creators, guys. Support your Indiegogos out there. Share out them links. Share out alternative media. Please support indie creators because we got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
We got to.
Coming with the heat. He says he wouldn't even be famous if the British kept their dwarves around.
You know what I mean? I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
Tony says Peter Dinklage is just upset because Hollywood directors keep mistaking him for a child and touching his secret garden when all the adults leave the room.
Tony, thank you for putting it like that. I could not have said anything that eloquent, and I would have.
That's quite eloquent, yes.
Co-signing. I'm co-signing. That's funny. Thank you, Tony.
I think the stubble would put him off, but maybe they like that.
You think the stubble would throw him off? I don't know. Maybe they like that.
Rich said, if I was in shape like a Funko Pop, I'd hate myself too. Oh, ouch.
Wow.
This says the straight white male is the most hated target of today's Marxist media. It has become the proletariat for the people to rebel against. Not just straight white male. You can throw in Christian, you can throw in conservative, you can throw
moderate, you can throw independent, you can throw in some feminists. TERFs. You can throw in any comedian. Doesn't matter how they identify or what they look like. That makes the wrong think jokes.
Yeah,
anybody
and that's just
outside of the radical extremist.
Yeah, the problem is getting worse and worse because there was a day when you could say just say, keep it to the straight white male because that's how it began. But it's just this problem is just getting worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie knows what's up, man. Says call him Dinky.
Frankie.
He hates that. Dinky. But yeah, he goes on to say it's fiction. There's dragons in it. Move on.
It's fiction. I don't think me, dipshit. Real.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to me that we're the ones that need to move on because I think a lot of the fans have. I don't hear people talking about this on a daily basis, but here you are in an interview crying about pretty white people and fans that hated the ending of the show.
Yeah.
It's probably because it sucked.
I was introducing Ashley to this. We would one of our things when before she was working was her day job was to stay up during the night and watch something on StreamYards. Watch Spartacus. Started watching Game of Thrones. I got depressed by the second season. I know how this ends because it was that horrible Peter. And it wasn't because people don't want to break up with their fucking TV girlfriend, you dipshit. Because a great story was written terribly, gave it an awful ending. The bad guy wasn't even the bad guy; it was the chick. That's not the bad guy. This man, how he works in this industry, he doesn't understand storytelling, and just pissed off his entire audience because he's so disconnected from the material that made him famous is beyond me, Red. That's all I'm saying.
And by the way, I'd like to point out how insensitive Peter's being here, because there's a lot of lonely folks out there, especially lonely nerds, that all they have to connect to is this type of programming. And you're basically telling them to go fuck themselves because you're broken up now and they just have to deal with it. That's not very sensitive.
Very lonely. Very lonely, Red. All right. I had to dig up a chick that I slept with when she was a teenager to get a girlfriend again. All right. Because I'm lonely.
Well, it happens, Tina's smarter than all of us. This movie was based on the 1897 play Sarah Anus.
Tina, we're just going to admit that you are much more intelligent and learned and cultured than we are.
Much more.
Thank you very much for being here and putting up with us males.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of vulgar degenerates.
Yes.
And we own that shit. We own it. Unlike Peter Dinklage, we own our shortcomings. Shortcomings. That was even an accident. What About says they did use the straight white male to sell the most recent Spider-Man. Yeah, they certainly did.
Did they use the straight white male to sell it? What about? What are you talking about? Right? What's he talking about?
Oh, he's talking about the three straight white male leads, I think.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that reversed. Yep.
Yeah, they didn't, market it as a straight white male movie, but
right.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing, though, as well. I mean, it is Spider-Man, and everybody loves Spider-Man. But
you throw Blade and Spawn into a movie with me, all right? You give them and I will go see it, and I guarantee you a ton of people would go see it. And I'm talking about the original actors. That would be a badass film, and it wouldn't matter what color they were. It would matter people have that Spawn, that 90s film Spawn has a fandom to it. I'm in it. And
it does.
Blade,
I was a
Blade
little disappointed with the Spawn film. I was a little disappointed with it at the time.
Okay.
But I understand. I understand why. And if they were to redo it, that cast was great. I love the cast.
Right. The cast was excellent. If they had done it 10 years later, if they had that Lord of the Rings freaking special effects, it would have been a whole different ball game. We got what we got because it was in that different transition of Hollywood where they were still using. There were people still trying to work and use physical props.
Well, I think the pacing was off too. I wasn't a big fan.
Pacing was a little off. It needed to be two films. I'm sorry, but you can't take out Violator in one film. You can't do that.
Right.
That takes a couple films. The clown is around for a while. You can't just kill him in the first one. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I mean, he is a demon, so.
All right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, the HBO series did it a lot better than the film, but I enjoy the film for what it is.
So Tina says, I'm sure you heard the story where an ugly guy tells the handsome guy flowering phrases to attract a woman, but he's secretly in love with her too. Steve Martin did a movie adaptation.
Oh, that movie. Yes, I know that. I like Steve Martin. Yeah, the big nose guy. Good movie.
Big nose. He's only a big nose guy in one movie.
Well, yeah, in that movie. Tina, thank you, honey. Thank you. 80s films? Got you, baby. Thanks for the reference.
Yeah, that helps. Wow, Johnny says the amount of comments needing approval today. Wow, I guess YouTube's really cracking
Gays
down.
Community on the naysay list. Red, what's going on with your channel, bro?
I guess so. That's the gays community is popular in the underground. It's not really a mainstream thing. So YouTube isn't that fond of people telling the truth, and that's what people do in the chat. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for speaking your truth.
We need to speak our truths. Even Scott has been saying that our truths are important, and I'm proud of Scott for coming forward and saying that.
Yeah. He says, it was called Game of Thrones. But at the end, the whole dialogue when people would approach me on the street was, who's going to be on the throne? I don't know why that was their takeaway, because the show really was more than that.
Are you sure, you dumbass? Because you just been talking a whole bunch of gobbledygook nonsense that doesn't even make I can't stand this guy right now. I can't do it. I need more coffee. I can't do it. What an asshole.
Yeah, I think he maybe has been drinking a little too much and forgot things.
That is a fucking man who drinks his own urine. All right? Just because it's sterile and you like the taste doesn't mean you should do it, Dinklage.
It says one of my favorite moments was when the dragon burned the throne because it sort of just killed that whole conversation, which is really irrelevant and kind of brilliant on behalf of the show's creators. Shut up, it's not about that. Wow.
Did he just say brilliant in the show's creators
He
about
just,
that last
he
two
just
seasons?
said yes. The last episode was brilliant.
I'm gonna need more marijuana for this conversation. Are you fucking kidding me? What are you? Are you smoking crack?
Brilliant.
Those were the two dumbest assholes. First off, that show should have went for 3 more seasons. And there's no way, I'm sorry, there's no way that Burning the Iron Throne is an epic ending. No, okay, no. Not after you just killed the Night King like he was a nobody, built the Night King up like you did, and then made him the freaking sub-boss. Are you fucking kidding? Who puts trebuchets in the front line? Who uses their cavalry as a frontal fucking assault? What the fuck are you talking about, Dinklet? I can't do it. This guy did it. I can't do it. I can't take it.
This guy is unfucking believable.
Unfucking believable.
Hey, Daniel, what's up, my man? This is Merry Christmas Eve, Red and Walton. May you all have a blessed day. Well, same to you, my friend. Daniel's a good guy.
Thank
you very much, Daniel. Yeah, have a good season yourself, my friend. I mean, we can give him a Biden.
Come on, man.
That's great.
And of course, Dinklage comes back with,
"You settle down and mind your business, okay?"
Damn, he did say that. Dude, I didn't realize that ma'am had that much sweet in his voice. That was a lot of sweet going on right there.
Dinklage has PTSD from all those James Gunn parties. Ouch. Maybe.
Oh,
Could be it.
You think they dressed him up in a beanie with like a big old like lollipop, the big old circle ones with the rainbows? I can't remember what they were called, the sucker, big suckers.
Oh yeah,
you know,
with a little bonnet.
Yeah, with a little bonnet, right? You know, dress him with some suspenders, like with a green outfit. You know what I mean?
Dinklage Bo Peep.
I'm telling you, the foe might have some of that. I'm just saying.
What about says Electro mentioned Miles during Spider-Man No Way Home for a reason? Token Spidey is coming. Probably, but we can choose to ignore that. You know, we don't have to consume everything.
Wait a minute. What was that comment? Can you bring that up again? He said, wait, what about said they mentioned, did Electro mention Miles in that film? I didn't see that part.
He didn't say the name Miles. He just said there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere.
Oh, there got to be. Okay, no, I actually thought, I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, dig it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of have a sense that
Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
And those who enjoy Miles Morales can continue to enjoy Miles
Absolutely.
Morales.
I enjoyed Miles Morales. I liked Into the Spider-Verse. That's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, really. Just enjoy what you like, consume what you want. It's this constant notion that if you don't consume something makes you some kind of bigot or homophobe or transphobe or racist or whatever other words you want to throw on the platter of things that don't mean shit anymore. It's stupid.
And that's it. It is stupid. And the fact that you could get away with just not having debate, not getting your point across, not debating someone else's opinion, not understanding or coming to a middle ground, you could just say that person's stupid. And that's it. You could just say that person's just a Republican, or they're just white, or they're just this, or they're just that, or you think like that. You're one of those. It's disgusting. It's right. It takes away conversation and the ability to. It takes away nuance. It's everything, man. It's all about breaking down communication, brother.
Yeah. Whatever happened to just saying that's dumb and walking away? Whatever happened to that? Nobody can walk away anymore. Everybody's got to get the last word, have the last say, make sure people know that they're right, even when they're wrong as fuck.
Sometimes you got to walk away from stupid. Sometimes there's nothing you can do, guys. There's just nothing you can do. You just got to leave it alone. All right, it's got pronouns in this bio. It's lost. It's lost.
What's up, Cam? Good morning, sir. Merry Christmas. Good to see you, brother. What about says Peter was dressed as a baby at God's party.
What about is coming in hard?
Yes, and probably not inaccurate.
A lot of girth coming from What About today. I'm liking it.
Fisk says Miles Morales sucks. Why does he have lightning powers? Because Black Spider-Man needs to be better than White Spider-Man. It's so pointless. Just make a new character, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I get you. Absolutely right, Chris. But they're not intelligent enough to do that, and they have to piggyback off of ideas that were popular, while calling you a racist if you don't like them repurposing your character, who may possibly be white, because a lot of them were white when this country, when they were created. The whole argument is dumb. Merry Christmas. I'm sorry, Cam. Merry Christmas. Girthy and thick. I'm talking virtually uncircumcised. What about? You are coming in hard, and you are looking like William Dafoe with a big smiley teethy face. You were just
hard, hot, and strong.
Oh, oof. 66 doing his own stunts.
Tina says, when Electro mentioned the Black Spider-Man, a group of 10-year-olds screamed, "He means Miles!" I thought it was cute that there's enthusiasm, even for a third-rate character. Yeah, that's what we're saying, man. And you can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. That's just it. And that's the thing that, see, we don't get that same courtesy is the problem that we're running into, right? Is we're not allowed to enjoy whatever we want to enjoy. If you're white, especially. I drone on about that because seems to be the biggest case these days. White people, they're always wrong. You can't be racist against white. It's everything white. That's all we hear anymore is white. But anybody of any color, of any creed, any belief, any ethnicity, any sex, you can enjoy whatever the hell you want to enjoy. If you like something, then by all means, go enjoy that thing. Just don't tell me I have to enjoy it. And I won't tell you have to enjoy this, except for Sunsword. You'll enjoy the fuck out of it.
Everything Red just said is fandom menace as fuck. And that's that. I think that was one of the points that was said by a lot of the early menacers that came up and the culture that came up after, the generation of YouTubers I was a part of, was you have the right to be an individual, to have your opinion, like what you're going to like and not like what you're going to like. You have the right to speak. And we all stood together for that. That's another aspect of Volume 2 is the right for us to be individuals and have our opinion. Doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from. You're allowed to like this movie. You're not allowed. We had Chris Knight, for God's sakes. Chris Knight liked The Last Jedi. He was never ostracized. We all hung out with him. We let him speak his point, talk about what he liked about it. Because it wasn't about the movie itself. It was about the people behind it and why they made the creative decisions that they did. And the fact that we were being attacked because we did not like a film and being called the most absurd things for our competent arguments about a franchise a lot of us loved that was just destroyed because of idiots like the kind of things that Dinklage is saying right now, the people in Hollywood, people in the comics industry, the gaming industry. Just nonsense arguments that don't make that do not at all confront the questions or criticisms that are being levied. And it was, you're right, dude. It's the right to have an opinion. We're allowed to. At SJW, you go right ahead, boo. You go put them pronouns in your bio. You could dye your hair. You shave half your head. You can tuck your sack back into your butthole. Do whatever you need to do, honey. But don't tell me I have to like it, or I have to agree, or I have to identify, or I have to accept your identification that is well outside the fabric of reality.
And folks are also being pushed out, which is another huge problem. And anybody with the wrong viewpoint or the wrong opinion are being pushed out of creative spaces. That's a huge issue, because of course what they're doing is trying to narrow it down so you only hear one opinion. Is it the root of the problem? That's the core of
exactly. But that's fine, dude.
What we're experiencing.
That's fine, because we can have indie writers out here. We can have indie comic creators. We can start working on trying to make indie films. We can have alternative media, and we can have people out here that are creating shows that are speaking out against what the mainstream media is trying to pump, the bullshit they're trying to pump on us every damn day, like Dinklage's gay haircut. That's fine. They can push us out of those spaces. We're going to create our own. We're going to create new ones. That's why comics get important. That's why indie creators are important. That's why indie platforms are important. That's why every YouTuber that's creating a channel, every person that's creating a channel so they can have their voice heard is important. Because we are the counterculture. We are the backlash. We are in a culture war. And I don't care if I have to support Infantile Chronicles. Great book. Happy to have that out there. If it's Sunsworn, don't care what your book is, proud, because even without realizing it, guys, you creators out there, and I'm talking to you specifically, even if it is not geared in a culture perspective or a culture war perspective, the very fact that you exist is standing with everyone in defiance of these narratives. That's why supporting indie creators is so important. It is giving people alternative media, alternative spaces, alternative entertainments to what we're being given, which is meant to condition us, make our kids weird and accessible to other weirdos.
Yeah.
Press negative stereotypes that don't make any sense anymore. It's 21st century.
Yeah. We got some really good stuff. Really good stuff out here that people are going to enjoy. And yeah, that's it. That's the whole. I mean, that's the bread and butter of it. Is, man, somebody got to do something. And I always encourage everybody. And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a little bit. If you have a story to tell inside you that you've been wanting to tell forever and just didn't think you could, or it was impossible to get it out there, and nobody's going to pay attention, just do it anyway. Do it for yourself. Write that story. Draw that story. However you work. Whatever kind of creative energy you have, bring it forward. Because I mean, now is the time that we got to get more good stories out there. We got to create and build a foundation for the future generations. Because the generations we got right now, they don't know. They've been so hammered and brainwashed. They don't know that they're consuming diarrhea all the time. You put a good story in front of them, that might change, hearts and minds. That might change opinions. That might wake people up, make them realize this is just a story. This is just a cool story in another universe that I can enjoy. And that's why is everything else preaching to me,
Exactly, brother. And I'm telling you guys out there, listen, one of the reasons that I put Rogue Entertainment together the way that is being constructed with people like Gaze and NyRiam and Vinnie is because I want to see indie promotion happen everywhere. I want to see indie creators promote. I want to see these campaigns succeed. Rogue Entertainment is very well working on trying to fashion things that are going to help us streamline various creators into a central hub. So we can all come together. We can all see what's being worked on, comment on what's being worked on, promote it. Like that's it. That is an important aspect of the culture war, even though you may not necessarily be creating a book in defiance of something or fighting against or engaging in a culture war. You're doing it without even realizing it. It is so important for us to have not only just to have indie creative people out there making these comics and making these stories, but to show the industry, those bigots, the real people making the problems, that they are obsolete. That's a very important aspect of this culture. Please support Sunsworn. Please support Chris. Support everybody out there who's creating. Even if you can't spend money to buy these projects, sharing it out on your social media is very important. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. We do not have an industry support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. We stand together in defiance of people like Dinklage, who were once someone whose fame was inspired by a show we all loved and then watched failed. And now he is turning his back on the very fandom, the very people who supported him with bullshit narratives trying to divide us. Support indie creators, y'all.
Yeah, and good on you, Horny Alf. I applaud that. Yeah, I think more parents need to take an active role in the raising of their children these days. Just from what I see, there's some good parents out there. There's also some really, really, really bad and shameful ones. And yeah, Chris Fisk is this guy's got it all. He's got the know-how. He's doing great things with Infinitales. I'm just going to bring that up real quick. If you guys haven't checked out this project, you really should. Chris just puts his all into this stuff. He's got experience, and he's not a dick.
Let me get my magnets. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, please do. Yeah, I'm still behind on my unboxing of this, by the way. I really want to do one, and I'm going to. Just being the holiday season and all, got all kinds of things going on. But yeah, Infinitale Chronicles, like this guy put his heart and soul into this project. I really play tested the story in a role-playing game atmosphere. And yeah, Chris is just coming forward with some really good stuff. And I like to see it keep on coming. So that's what we got to do, man. Support these independent creators so they can keep these things coming. Because You know, there's not you people. You guys are the ones that make all this happen. You guys are the ones bringing this stuff, because
Yes.
without your support, there's no way we could do this. You know, it'd just be another book, another comic getting lost in on Amazon somewhere. So yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely check out Infinity Tales. What
And
you
look
got
at
there, Steven?
The extras that you get. Look at Chris made. Oh, these things are gorgeous. I wish I could. Oh, just not. It's too fuzzy. Look at this. I'd bang that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
I'm just saying, Chris. Thank you. God damn, thank you. Yeah, man. Look, I mean, these are the little things that indie creators are putting out. The little extras that they make for you. Red Gay sent me this. I didn't even, just out of nowhere, just sent me this cool thing. I mean, like, I love dragons. I love your shit, dude. These are the little things that matter. That I said, that the thank yous to people who promote and who support, because these guys out here making these comics. Right, Kitty, congratulations. I've seen your comment out there. She said,
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. I'm almost done with my first full draft on a comic. So maybe one day I could publish. Honey,
Ain't no maybe. One day
maybe.
you can publish.
You know, just to talk to Red, talk to anybody in the community. People are out here to help you. That's one thing that I really love about this is the rising together aspect, which crosses into Comicsgate and indie. Which is
it's very important. You know, that's a severely important aspect to all of this, is just helping each other out. You know, you're going to have your dicks, you're going to have your snakes in every environment. It doesn't matter how pure it is, you know, what the movement's about. It's always going to be these turds out there, but there's a lot of good people that are more than willing to help you out in any regard. If you need help with setting up an Indiegogo, or you know, even proofreading something or taking a look at something that you're not sure about, there's people out there that will definitely help you out. And speaking of Chris Fisk, like I'm sorry, Chris, I'm going to share a little bit of our private conversations here. I don't think you'll mind on this one, because he tells me over and over again, you know, he came into this with the right attitude, with the right mindset. And he keeps telling me, you know, the crowd funds, these Indiegogo campaigns are the white glove treatment. You know, these people are making your dreams happen. Mm-hmm. So they deserve to be treated as such. They deserve to be treated with respect, with dignity, and you know, really just over deliver. And that's exactly what we're all trying to do. I know that's pretty much me and Katie's motto. You know, over deliver. You know, just because it's important. You know, you guys deserve some extra stuff. For really helping these things take off. And I don't know, man, like, I don't want to be in crowdfunding all my life, obviously. Like, I want to establish a brand. That's what we're working on, establishing a brand and getting things out there. But you know, I don't know, I've always had this thing about begging for money, right? You know, like, even though I'm providing what I know is a quality product that you're not going to get anywhere else, there's still that little nagging voice in the back of my head that says, you know, you're asking other people for money, which I guess is something I need to get over. But as long as that nagging voice is there, and probably even after it's gone, you know, you guys are just going to get the best treatment I can possibly provide. And I know Chris Fisk is coming from it from that angle as well. So is Vinny. All the creators that you see me hang with, they're good dudes, good people. Not always dudes either. There's a lot of chicks out there.
Yeah. We don't mean to be gender specific.
No, not at all. Not at all. It happens. I mostly talk to dudes about this stuff. That's all.
We will bring up a White Cat Comics. I mean, you know, we'll talk about some great artists over there.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean, yeah, good. I really enjoy being a part of this, even though I'm not an artist. I'm a writer. But I really enjoy being a part of and helping to celebrate, promote as much as I can, because it's important. It's more important now than it's ever been. And it's not just me getting my heart broken because, you know, some of my childhood franchises were dragged through the mud and treated like garbage so that they could preach to me and try and convert my kid into some weirdo SJW who, you know, would accept favors from certain people in Hollywood. Yeah, what I love about it is seeing all the imagination, seeing the fire, the passion that people have for creating these projects, all from a variety of different types. Gays, you know, it's like the whole white nationalist bullshit. Now that's such a bullshit narrative when you really look at the various types of people internationally that are involved in the indie scene right now.
Truly, absolutely, that's a very good point. Fisk says, hell yeah, I'm not only a creator, I'm also a backer. I want more of these books. I want to see them succeed. Heck yeah, man. I mean, I'm well over, 100 projects back, and I'm proud of it. Like, I really want to see a lot of these projects take off. Like there's a lot of projects that have tons of potential, and they're just not getting the eyes that they need. And that's, like Steven said, that's what we're trying to do here in Rogue Entertainment, is really provide a place for people to come where they don't feel like they have to, bend over or do anything stupid. They can just come on. You're just welcome to come and promote what you have to offer. And that's exactly the kind of place that we want to be.
Help us build that, guys. And really, that is a kind of a rising and standing together thing. Share out links for Rogue's Gallery. Share out those. Subscribe to Fandom Menace. Subscribe to Rogue Entertainment channels. Support people, guys. I'm telling you this straight up. If it wasn't for people like Red, and Vinny, Tommy, wasn't for people like Culture Casino, who is kind of the business brain at Rogue Entertainment. If it wasn't for people like Scott doing his thing. I know Scott gets on people's nerves, but he's playing a game. He's trying to grow that channel. He's doing what he has to do. He's using the same strategy that others have used to grow. I don't blame my brother for nothing. I'm proud of Scott. Scott's going to be Scott and Culture are going to be the leading voices over Rogue for the next few months while I'm finishing this book and I'm working this job that is paying me an obscenely amount of money, and I cannot say no to. That's just what it is.
That's what it is, man.
But when I come out of that in the spring, when Phantom Menace 2 releases, and you get to see that work, and I'm working. Red gave me the idea. He said, "Put out some extras for your backers because it's been so long." And that's what I'm working on now. I'm not working on now. That is something I'm going to be working on. And I'm taking a lot of those cues from you guys out there in the indie comic scene, in Comicsgate. I'm taking a lot of those cues from you guys. What Red's done, what Chris has done. Thank you very much. Really heartfelt thank you to each of you out there who are creating these campaigns, who are creating these books and putting these things together, for the inspiration you give to me and the drive you give to me. Would you support us at Rogue Entertainment? You support our channels. You promote these shows out. Give us, I guarantee you, in 1 year, we're going to have something that you didn't think was possible that's going to help promote creators. This is what we want to do. This is one of our mission statements. This is as much a part, in my mind, the way that I think as the leader of Rogue. It's as much, in my mind, as much a part of the culture war as Drew Taylor and Rogue Resistance, as it is to speak out politically. It's just as fundamental, and if not, even more so in the aspect of giving people a chance to find escapism in worlds of imagination that they're not getting from the traditional entertainers that we were used to seeing when we grew up.
Absolutely.
Hail Dark Side.
Hail Marinus. How you doing, my man? And yeah, that's exactly right. The problem is that they're coming at us from all fronts, right? All fronts. And we need to, form that shield on all fronts. We need to fight back. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We need people like Drew talking about the politics, and I can get into that on occasion, but it's not that shit depresses me, man. So I can't get into it that deep, that long. We need people that can speak on that, and we also need people that can help you get away from that, and that's what we're trying to do.
You form the phalanx, guys. We are the 300 Spartans fighting off the Persian army, million-man Persian army out there trying to convert your kids, trying to change the way we think, trying to segregate us into little boxes, check boxes, oppression Olympics, all that garbage. We are the Spartans. We're standing up together, shield to shield, spear to spear, defending each other working collectively as individuals from all different points, all different parts, whether it's the indie scene, whether it's a retro scene, or whether it's alternative news. That's what we're doing. That's why I play that clip of 300 at the very beginning. That's why that clip exists on Rogue Entertainment, because that's what we are. That's what the Rogues are, and that's where we are as a Rogue Fellowship. And we're going to make this thing happen. We're going to see. We're going to see Infantile Chronicles get into the tens of thousands. We're going to see Sunswar get into tens of thousands. We're going to see all of your projects. We're going to see promotion unlike for indie that we have never seen before. And it's going to come from people who care about seeing indie become something, care about seeing your projects, not because there's any vested interest for me, not because I want a piece of it, not because I want you to kiss my ass, but because it is the right thing to do. It is what we need to do. It is an important aspect of this culture war, my brothers and sisters. And to stand together, shield to shield, forming that phalanx, helping to promote, helping each other to stand. That is what I'm about. And anything outside of that, whether it's for false presentation or not, anything outside of that is not someone who cares about what really matters in this situation, in this predicament, which is making sure that our voices are heard, that people with imaginations have the ability to grow without having to kiss ass, having to sign a contract, without having to jump through fucking hoops. That is the most important thing, man. We're fighting the industry. We're not trying to become what they are.
Absolutely. That is the key point right there. Absolutely key point. You get into this thing, you gotta stay true to yourself. Stay true to what brought you here, and what you really want to do, what you want to accomplish, what you want to see accomplished throughout the world. That's one of the reasons why I put together this particular show. And I don't know, I'll probably schedule time for it at some point, like day and time, regular. But man, I just, I got a lot of things stirring inside me, and that's kind of what that intro was all about. It's just we don't want to burn the world down. We want to burn their world down and rise from the ashes. That's what it's all about. Man. And Riot, I've heard a lot of people come with this sentiment. Indies made me a comics fan when I've only ever viewed them casually. I've heard a lot of people saying that, and a lot of people saying that brought me back to comics. This brought me back because I was out of it for so long, because everything sucks. And Mirrorsphere, is mirroring that notion. And that's exactly what we want to do. It's one day we would like to get to a point where we can make, films and TV shows and all that stuff, man. But we got to build it up because we don't have the power and the influence and the cash flow behind us that the mainstream does.
We may not, but we have one another. We have true audiences. We have people that respect, just like Chris just said. Imagine that, respecting your audience. Merry Christmas, Mogwai. Can we show Blackheart Manor real quick, if you have it on your tabs? Because
absolutely,
I just got an update on Indiegogo from Black. I can't wait for Blackheart Manor. I can't wait for this book. It is so many good projects out there, different styles. When I saw Blackheart Manor, I said, I gotta have that. I have to have this one because I enjoy the visuals of it so much. Just the panels that I saw. So I got to meet him on this channel. Guys, support the Red Gaze. Let's get this man to 3,000. Can we share out links to this man's channel? Can we support Rogue's Gallery? Red Gaze cares so much. The passion that I have for indie came from Red Gaze and Vinnieart. I'm not kidding you. For years I I've heard these men speaking so highly of the indie scene. They are the reason that your fandom menace historian cares this much. Look at that.
Yeah, man. Now, this campaign is actually closed, but I know Marinus is working on another project as we speak. Yep. But yeah, man, this looked incredible. This is one of the reasons why I had to back it, not just because it's Marinus, but because it looks like a bitchin' theme. He brings in some Lovecraftian themes with his firefighters that entered this haunted mansion looking for a family member. And yeah, man, just a cool little spooky story that I can't wait to read. I can't speak on it as intelligently as Marinus can, but yeah, I know he was really excited about this. Got it out there. This book's going to be fulfilling soon. The digital copies are already out. So yeah, I wish I could tell you to go get it, but yeah, it's not available at the moment. Maybe it'll probably come back in the future at some point.
We got
a sex bot in the chat.
Johnny got it.
Whack that. Thank you, Johnny. But yeah, I know Marinus is another guy that has a lot of great ideas. He's working on some cool shit, so keep your eye on him. Also, follow him on Twitter because he's really good at promoting stuff as well. He throws a lot of stuff out there that you might not see otherwise. A lot of the guests that we've had on Rogue's Gallery came from Marinus's recommendation. So yeah, he's definitely a fellow to follow. And also subscribe to his YouTube. See, he backs a lot of projects as well. He does a lot of unboxing videos and just shows you guys what's really out there. So yeah, check all that out. If anybody can grab those links, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, Blackheart Manor is really cool, and I can't wait to get that physical book in my hands. And there's like an oversized magazine too, so it's a really cool idea.
I know, I'm so looking for the Lovecraftian flavor is what got me. I was like, yes, gotta have this. This is in the same way that when I saw Infantile Chronicles and the fantasy of it, like that's gorgeous to me. So many different types of books that are coming out, different different art styles. It's just we're not getting this from the mainstream, and we're not going to. The mainstream would rather have gay Superman. All right. I don't want to have conversations about what kind of kryptonite you would use to, loosen up that ass. I don't want to have those conversations. I want to talk about something cool.
Right. It says, I guess the indie comics are just that sexy to the point where you get sex bots.
Rogue Entertainment, we attract the sex bots, and it's just because we're sexy. That's what it is.
Yeah, they've been everywhere. Yeah. These sex bots are just on a rampage. They want you to look at their asshole, and we're just not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. Sex bots.
I'm not a fan of the goatsy. I don't want to walk outside and see somebody spreading their cheeks at me. I'm not a fan of the goatsy. I'm not a fan of the sex bots, but it's what it is. It's Drunk 3PO has been away, and someone's got to fill that void of sexy. And Rogue is willing to be those people.
Yeah, there's a place for you here for about 3 seconds before somebody boots you, but yeah, man, there's a lot of great projects. Yeah, I just got Star Circuit in the mail. I've had Through the Woods and City of Venus for a long time. Mary Boys 2 is out right now. War Party is also a great looking book. There's just so much good stuff out there. You guys are really missing out if you're not checking out the indie scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't matter what lunch table they sit at, neither. I don't give a shit where they at, how many subs they got, or who they chill with, who they friends with. I don't give a damn. Support indie comics. Support it.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, these are Marinus's links here. So please check him out. Give him some subs. He just broke 200 the other day, but I want to see him climb.
Yeah.
Marinus is a great guy. Horny Off says Steven brings the sexy.
That's right.
That's true. Sometimes cringe and sexy can be confused, but yeah.
Don't. Just accept it. Just accept it.
Tell you what's not sexy, Peter Dinklage.
Oh God, we're back to this. He's not done talking yet. No, I want to hear it. I'm just saying he's not done talking yet.
Oh, let's see. Let's see what we got here.
Look at this, season 8. Look, I love founding sometimes, man.
Petition was created following the series finale, demanding the final season be remade. I remember that. Petition simply stated that these guys, Benoit and Wise, have proven themselves to be woefully incompetent writers when they have no source material to fall back on. The series deserves a final season that makes sense. Subvert my expectations and make it happen. HBO.
Right. That's awesome. That wasn't written by a menacer.
But yeah, they're talking about Critical Drinker here. I guess that's all of Dinklage's comments.
Yeah, Critical Drinker and Mauler. When I want to see reviews, it's like that's usually who I go to. I mean, I watch Gary now and again. I know the guy a little bit, but no, seriously.
There comes the name dropper.
Yeah.
No, those guys do have some really good commentary. Actually, Mauler was one of the first Last Jedi videos I watched.
That was the Last Jedi video, bro.
It really truly was.
Mauler deserves every sub he has. He really does.
Yeah, I mean that guy can talk too, man. Like those videos go on for hours. Sometimes it's a series of videos, hours long. Yeah. Totally, and rightfully. Yeah, Mauler's got some really good commentary. If you're not subscribed to him, you should be. But just what's this bullshit? And around the world, we got this. Have you seen this, Steven? Hong Kong removed statue that memorialized Tiananmen victims. Yeah, this is just something that keeps on happening, and that you're going to stay on mute, dude. I don't want to hear what you have to say, but the decision to take down the pillar of shame, an enduring symbol.
I'm sorry. Look, what is going on with his mouth? What's ew? God damn it, dude! Wash your hands.
What is this? What's this thing right here on his lip?
A food particle or some semen? I'm not sure what that is, but
it
ain't going nowhere. I can't handle this after Dinklage's haircut. What is this?
This is not what I was expecting to talk about with this.
Widow Peak is killing me right now, bro.
That's the worst Widow Peak I've ever seen.
Oh, God, please just read what you got to read and get past this dude. He's fucking freaking me out. He looks like a funny uncle. He's like he has oily skin and he's going to offer you candy to get into his van. I can't, I don't know what's going on there. You know what it is? That's the gym teacher that loved to stand by the shower and count every person as they got in. You know, like,
God, I had that gym teacher.
Oh, yeah, I had him too. God damn it. Oh, this is gross. I can't do it.
It's totally gross. But the point of the story is they're just, they're removing more reminders of history. And that's a real problem. I mean, we kind of should probably expect it from China, I guess. But what are you going to do? Just the constant removal of statues and, erections that had symbolism of the past. Things to remind you not to repeat these mistakes. And this is one mistake you really don't want to repeat, but maybe they do.
Circumcising the landscape, bro. They're taking down all the erections, and it's a fucking shame. You're right. This is something you definitely do not want to forget, but it goes against that. But there's China, while they're loading people on the trains. Once again, trying to stamp out a part of history. It was very important. I don't know about any of you guys. I don't know how. I'm not going to guess what age you are. Red and I are about the same age, but I remember the impact of watching the college student standing in defiance against that tank.
Oh, ew.
Fighting for but standing there, refusing to give up, unyielding, refusing to fucking bend the knee in the face of death because you believe in democracy and the freedom of choice and freedom of expression.
That is an iconic symbolism right there. If you've never seen that photo, that's very inspiring. It's kind of like the dude in the surrounded by Nazis, the only one standing there with his arms crossed and not hailing. But well met, Bandito. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for being here. But yeah, like there's so many mistakes of the past that we just keep on repeating. It's like we're addicted to being stupid. And China, I guess I can't get too into China since they, own YouTube. But
oh my God, they own YouTube too?
Well, I mean, they own everything. Even when they don't, they still own the motherfuckers.
Would you like me to read this?
Oh, if you want, sure.
Sure. All right. The authorities in Hong Kong on Thursday removed a statue that memorialized those killed in the 1989 government massacre of pro-democracy demonstrators in Beijing, the latest crackdown on political dissident in Chinese territory. The 26-foot copper statue, known as the Pillar of Shame, was created by a Danish sculptor, Jens Goslak, in 1996, and shows a pile of naked corpses arranged in what looks like a ghastly obelisk. It commemorates the June 4th, 1989 massacre of pro-democracy students and workers around Tiananmen Square by the Chinese government. The Tiananmen massacre is among the most delicate topics in Chinese politics and has been largely erased from history on the Chinese mainland. But for more than 2 decades, Mr. Goslak's statue was a symbol of pro-democracy movement in the territory that enjoyed freedoms unimaginable on the mainland. In 1997, weeks before Britain returned the territory to Chinese control, the statue was shipped to Hong Kong and exhibited as an annual candlelight vigil for Tiananmen victims, according to the Hong Kong Free Press, a local news organization. It was later moved to the campus of the University of Hong Kong.
So just another shining example of what's wrong with the world, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the statue was phallic-like, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But that aside, it all started with the Confederate statues, and I really love the fact that they still haven't been able to get into Gettysburg because they know they'd get their asses kicked.
They're tearing down our erections, and this is our past. This is our history. These erections are very important to explaining to people, just showing defiance in the face of these types of tyranny. I mean, okay, all joking aside, China runs China how they want to run China, and the people there, I guess they choose to live that way. But we look at the parallels between the way the Chinese run their authoritarian government and the way the far left operates within the media, entertainment, and politics. It is that type of, if you think outside of what is approved, you will be ostracized, you will be erased, you will be deplatformed. You will have your channel demonetized. You will not get promotion from the mainstream for your campaigns. And that is exactly the type of tactics that are being used in China They have much more blanket control in a communist country, but we're seeing the same thing here, guys. The socialist push in the United States is very real, and we have to make sure. I don't care what how you identify politically, we all have to stand up against it, because we're going to get the type of treatment over the populace that China gets, or China gives the Chinese government to their people, and we don't want that.
No, not in the slightest. Yeah, it's very real and it's very dangerous. And make no mistakes, that people supporting this nonsense are going to be the first ones lined up. That's what you call a useful idiot. When you're not useful anymore, when you're no longer necessary, you might be seen as a troublemaker, that can cause problems for the new regime. So yeah, that's just a little warning. Make sure. I hate that term. You're on the right side of history, but damn if it doesn't stand true today.
You're absolutely right. I mean, and the first part of it, of rewriting our society, reconditioning it, is erasing the importance of historical moments, to points when we, as maybe as a society or a culture, a country or a region, come together and say, "Nah, this ain't right. We shouldn't do this anymore," even if it costs, I don't know, the most bloody war in American history to do so. These are important moments, and erasing our history so they can because there's no. Remember, guys. Remember that there were no strong female leads before Brie Larson and Captain Marvel.
Never.
All right, that's exactly how they approach history. They're going to tear down our erections, and we need them.
Yeah, you always need your erection to stand tall and strong,
girthy,
especially in moments like this, where you might need to use it for mass penetration.
Exactly. Because you're going to get if they take down all our erections, they get rid of our history, we're going to be getting penetrated, and we're not going to like it.
Yeah, if you do not want it in the ass, keep your erection strong, bend them over, and give it to them.
You don't want a socialist dinklage up your ass.
Never. Smiling Bandito says there isn't as much dividing our countries as we would like to think. Even Hong Kong tried to fight their government. We're losing everywhere. Yeah, that's just it. The people need to come together. People of all nations, everywhere, need to stand up to this crap. And that's why, doing what I do, being on the internet a lot, I've made a lot of friends in other countries, and it's shocking to see how, just how subordinate a lot of people have been made, where they just come to expect this stuff. Like, oh, it's just this happening again. No, it's not. You need to understand. You need to value what freedom is. You need to learn what freedom is, value it, take it to heart, and understand it's yours. It's no one's to take from you. That freedom is yours. Yes. And people really need to stand up and stop taking this shit. Even with the holidays now, I've seen several people on Twitter. I've heard several people in real life tell me things like, I wanted to see my family, or my nieces, or my daughters, or my grandparents, what have you, and I'm not allowed to come because I'm unvaccinated, or I only have a vaccine, 2 boosters, or it's that kind of shit that. Like, that's how they're dividing us. They're coming at us with fear, and the weak are the ones who are perpetuating this bullshit.
Yes,
stop being weak. Understand that you're not going to die. The odds of you dying are very, very, very slim. That's why I kind of started the show the way I did, because I did wake up with a runny nose, and according to the media, that means I'm going to die any day now. Yeah, it's not true. It's a cold. I was standing out in the cold last night. That's why my nose was running. Come on. Use a little fucking sense.
No shit. Yes, they're coming at you. And Chris, can I please buy that quote from you, dude? I need to say no to socialist sodomy. Yes, we do not want socialist sodomy, dude. Please let me put that on a cup or a shirt, please. I want to use that. Can that be one of my new phrases? I promise. I will give you credit for it. Love you, brother. Cheers.
You gotta give him a kickback.
I'll give him a kickback. I promise.
Yeah, and this is what they want. This is what I think they want. They want a serious conflict. Like, they want bullets to start flying. They want people to overreact. And the moment that happens, we're in even more serious trouble. Sometimes I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I think that's the only way to solve this at this point in time. But that really is what they're pushing for. They're pushing people to a breaking point, and that's completely and utterly intentional. Don't think otherwise.
Chris, I am tweeting out, say no to socialist sodomy. I'm going to tag you in it. No, I won't tag you. I'll just say Chris Fisk. Okay, I have to say that. because that's going on a shirt, bro. I love you. How much do you want for it? All right, thanks.
Cut him in 50-50.
I totally am.
What about says people have always followed orders. The whole rebellious gimmick has always just been a gimmick that Hollywood sold to sell product. That's partially true. I think I would say that hashtag Loki was right. A lot of most people, I think, are inherently subservient. They're inherently afraid of conflict. They're afraid to take a stand. They're afraid to be rebellious. And that's mainly because we're surrounded by authority all the time and constantly reminded that you're not allowed to bend against that authority. And that was kind of the whole point of America was it's a people's republic, right? It's the people have the power, and that's something that has not been true for a very long time. Oh man, I'm just getting on a soapbox here and going way off the rails. But it makes me sad to see where we're at in this day and age. Like a lot of the things that me and my friends would sit around the gaming table and joke about, just the most utterly ridiculous shit. A lot of it's come to fruition in the past few years, and you don't know how weird that is to sit around and talk about, like the trans uprising and the shit like that. It's like, wow, just be you, and go do your thing. Don't push you on me. Go over there, be you. If you can be you over here and not be a dick about it, then be you here too.
I tweeted that out. For some reason, Twitter wouldn't let me say coming the right way. I guess CUM is not allowed, but I did it. I got around the system. Thank you very much, Chris. Love you.
Yeah, you got some big pocket change coming from that, Chris. I'll make sure it happens.
It's happening. Oh, God, it's happening. I love you, Chris.
Phil Ryder says they really don't know how bad it will be if they push the ex-military types too far. Well, I mean, that's possible. See, here we go. We're getting into this talk on YouTube, and it's just probably shouldn't do that. But I got to say, like they are ostracizing people and kicking them out of the military for not doing what they want them to do. And that might not turn out the way that they think it's going to turn out.
That's a scary erection, by the way. I mean, just
it is. Yeah. Let's get off this erection. How about Michael Keaton reprising his role as Batman and Batgirl?
Wait. In Batgirl? Oh, wait. What? No, wait. Oh, wait. What's happening?
Yeah. Starring light brown skin Batgirl.
No. Okay, look. First off, she's hot. All right, I don't even care if she don't know what gender she is. She hot. Now I like the brown sugar. I got to say, I'm a little scared. Why would Keaton be doing this? He doesn't. Does he understand that he's going to be the evil? That he's going to be the bad guy, like what they did to what's his name? Damn it, the guy who did it in the animated series.
Kevin Conroy,
like what they did to Kevin Conroy. That disgrace. First time we got to see Conroy on screen playing Bruce, but Batman, and the disgrace that they levied at him on that show. I don't want to see that. I don't trust Hollywood. I definitely don't trust a woke ass show like Batgirl. No.
Nope.
Wait, Batgirl. Wait, Batgirl or Batwoman? Wait.
This is Batgirl.
It's Batgirl.
Michael Keaton.
I thought it was Batwoman.
This is Batgirl.
It's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Oh,
Michael
it's a different
Keaton?
thing.
It's a different thing. Yes. This one's not as dark.
Okay. You had me scared there for a minute. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Batwoman. My bad. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead, guys. Bad erection this morning. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's understandable too. Michael Keaton is dusting off his signature cape and cowl for Batgirl, the upcoming HBO Max superhero film. The actor is expected to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Thank you for that, NBC. Couldn't figure that one out. The character he originated in Tim Burton's 1989 film. He will star alongside Leslie Grace, who's playing the lead role. Though plot details have been kept under wrap, the film centers on the heroine, who's... Wait, are we allowed to say heroine anymore? We can't say actress. Why is heroine okay?
The heroine is a great word. Well, unless you're doing it. You're allowed to say that.
That's why I pronounce it heroine.
Oh, okay.
To distinguish.
We
got Pal Ryder in the chat. I don't want to get excited,
Don't do that.
Whose real identity is Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Gotham Police. So this is going to be Barbara Gordon, but black. Nice.
Wait, Black Barbara Gordon?
Yep, another redhead gone.
Oh, they're gonna destroy the. Well, that's what I mean. That's the. See, the whole Jeffrey Wright being Commissioner Gordon thing. Jeffrey Wright, great actor. I have no doubt that he can't pull off Commissioner Gordon. No doubt that he can't. He can do it, absolutely. But it does things like this: setting up, getting rid of another redhead, changing, more than just that character's, because that is a central figure. You don't need to repurpose and recast people in different races all the damn time. You don't need to. Sometimes it actually works every now and again, but it changes more than just that character in that universe. It's just about like stop getting rid of my white characters. God dang! All right, I know we ain't perfect. There's some dumbass white people out there. I know what trailer trash is. I know what white trash. I know what that is. But you stop erasing legacy characters and myth. Stop changing our modern myths.
Yeah, and this is something that pisses me off too. If this is what they're doing, just do Batman Beyond, man. Why is it in Batgirl?
Right, do Batman Beyond. Make that white girl.
Come on, it's okay. It's okay to have a penis in a starring role
and white skin. Circumcised or uncircumcised. Stop tearing down our erections.
All right, Kitty says she's going to need some weed and grow some pot.
Girl, I'm right there with you. I had to beg for some. I don't even know. No, I'm in Florida. I don't even know anybody from anybody. I couldn't find drugs if I fell over a damn addict on the street. God damn, I begged for some weed and I got it.
Well, now, according to this, it says J.K. Simmons is returning to portray Jim Gordon after first playing the character in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Brendan Fraser is playing the villainous Firefly, a sociopath with a passion for pyrotechnics.
Firefly's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I like Firefly in Gotham. I actually enjoyed the Gotham series. I know everybody had problems with it. I get it. I get the problems. The problems exist. But it was something my son and I got to watch, and that was a character we enjoyed seeing on screen, because we play the Lego Batman games, play the Lego Indiana Jones games. That's how my son learned how to play that and Halo. Actually, I trained him how to use the controller with the Lego games so that we could finally play Halo where he wasn't just falling off damn cliffs. And that Firefly, a lot of the characters from that universe, in the Batman universe, is something that my son and I really enjoyed seeing in Gotham when they were just throwing characters up there willy-nilly.
You're not looking forward to Condiment King on the big screen?
I'm looking forward to Condiment King. I hope my man got some honey mustard, and it's got to be the homophobic honey mustard. It's got to be that homophobic chicken honey mustard. Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A chicken is so banging. I don't care if they hate gays. I love it, man. And if Condiment King has that, I'm down with it. Damn. Sorry.
Glinster says, can't wait for the Biden biopic. Replacing redheads equals Whoopi Goldberg playing Jen Psaki. Well, I think I have a glimmer that Jen Psaki is on her way out, and that redhead is about to be replaced in real life.
Wow, really?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. This says Batgirl doesn't have an exact release date. The film is scheduled to debut on HBO Max. They pretty much just say Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman in Batgirl. So that's that. I mean, he's coming back for Flash too, right?
Yes, he is. And I can't. Well, okay, that's like one of the things that I do want to see in that in the universe. My woman just sent me a bunch of pictures of different books that she just got, and one of them is about love, and now I'm scared. I think that.
Why are you scared?
Because we're both functionally dysfunctional people, and I don't need her being any less dysfunctional than me. Okay, we work. Our crazy works. I want to see. I've always wanted to see Michael Keaton as Batman 89 back. Now, Batman 89, which in and of itself, the Tim Burton Batman, I love both those movies. I love the 89 and I love Returns. Love those films. They do change that universe quite a bit. Batman is a killer. There's a few fundamental things that were, not Batman, but they were just Tim Burton's Batman. Right. And aside from those things, I love those films. I've wanted to see this Michael Keaton back in that suit. He could still do it. I love to see Batman Beyond, like you were saying earlier. Because I like McGinnis. I like that world. But putting it into the fucking gender fluid dress wearing Flash movie is, beating up chicks after the club is not, not the type. It's like, damn it. It's like, oh my God. It's like putting that wonderful homophobic honey mustard and putting it on a shit sandwich. You know what I mean? Like I smell the shit. That wonderful homophobic honey mustard is there, but I can't. I smell the shit, and I don't want to eat the sandwich. And it's just very difficult for me, Red. It's
always difficult to eat a shit sandwich.
Yeah,
it's gross
because that Flash, Ezra Miller. I'm sorry. The Snyder cut ain't do nothing for me to like Ezra Miller anymore. I don't care if he's on GQ wearing a dress with lipstick, lip gloss on, snapping his fingers, whatever a brother needs to do to get some anal. You do you, boo. I just can't.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's different. Yeah, right. So, but I would have rather see. Honestly, I'd rather see Grant on screen. Like, I'd rather see that actor representing Flash. It's something completely new, a new take on the Justice League itself. I liked Snyder Cut. Guys, don't any Snyder Cut fans out there, please don't kill me. I'm glad that happened and everything, but if I want to see a multiverse, if I want to see Flashpoint, I'd like it to be built up to a proper execution, and I don't think that we've gotten that, especially with the tone of the films and the actors' statements and the type of rhetoric they like to spew.
But there was like 2 minutes alluding to it in Justice League, so they have to do it, right?
I mean, are we talking about the very end? About like the post credit or the
no, when he's all up in Bruce's computer.
Oh, when he's all up in Bruce's computer. Yeah, right. This is okay. Fuck it, I'll just go into it. All right, this is the problem with Snyder. This is the problem with Snyder Justice League. They didn't build up to it. They didn't give us proper movies. They didn't. Some of the actors that they hired, one or two, were not right. I would love to see Martian Manhunter, and I think that the positioning that they had for in bringing him in, perfect. I did enjoy that. There's Ben Affleck playing an older Batman. I love Jeremy Irons playing Alfred. Love that shit.
Yeah,
all right, that Batman, that Alfred combo, that I got that. Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman, I didn't believe in her before, but then not this last terrible movie, but she could. Did Wonder Woman 1? She can pull it off. She can be Wonder Woman. I'm cool with that. I would rather have a woman that's more muscular, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Amazon, and real quick, hail Vinny.
Oh, so hail Vinny. Yes, we started early today. We're talking about erections. Jump in here. But when the execution of that universe was just way too fast, that Superman, Henry Cavill, I think great as a casting of Superman. We haven't gotten a Superman movie out of him yet.
No, I agree.
Now, and don't get me wrong, the way that they kind of re-envisioned Krypton in Man of Steel was really cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was ingenious that to the way they introduced they changed the technology a bit. I was cool with that. I just wish we had gotten a Superman movie. But when you talk about bringing someone like Michael Keaton, when you talk about these characters, these actors playing characters from previous films that we have really wanted to see, bringing it into a Flashpoint with Ezra Miller is putting that beautiful honey mustard, one of the best honey mustard sauce ever created, on a shit sandwich. And I am really going to have a difficult time because there's been no proper build up to Justice League. There was no time taken. There was no respect to at least trying to adhere to some of the canon itself. Not all of it. I understand re-envisioning things and presenting things differently, putting a new spin on it, but to drastically change some of these characters so much that they are foreign to people who have, like me, who have loved. I love DC, love the Justice League, old DC. I don't know what this shit is.
Right. I got some shit for you.
That was a tangent. My bad.
That's okay. Power Outer sent me something. Said he's working on a Walton inspired piece right now.
Are you?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Fuck my life. Okay.
That is awesome. At least it's a hot chicken.
I'm gonna get clipped.
So at least you're not a gay tree humper.
Actually, I think that's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
I do usually equate trees to masculine energies, but I mean there's feminine and masculine in druidic lore. It's not really a it's not really a gender as in we see it. But that is beautiful. That looks like Mother Earth. That's a beautiful picture. Bestill my wicked heart. Well done.
Yeah. Bell Rider's an excellent painter. Good work, my man.
Yeah, man.
Even though you wanted to use it to make fun of Walton, you did.
I'm sorry, I had to get real with it for a minute. I was like, y'all gonna clip that up and do whatever is what they with it, but no, I think that's beautiful, man.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, man. Keep on keeping on. But yeah, I just kind of killed it there, didn't I?
You kind of destroyed it because now all I can see is the fapping face that he makes. You know, the fapping meme.
Yeah, I think so, Chris Fisk.
Yeah, let's try.
All right,
I gotta look it up.
Let's dumb this back up real quick.
There's a new sheriff in town, and this is his badge.
Yes. Get on the ground. Get your hands off the lady.
Oh yeah, I got a few of these.
Never underestimate the powers of the handicap.
Damn, yes, I love it. God, Living Color was the shit.
Yeah, listen, I say this all the time. Handyman was one of the most diverse superheroes of our time. He's handicapped. He's a person of color, and who knows? He might be gay. We don't know. Handyman is the picture of diversity. That's the face you're making right now.
That's the face. As soon as you brought that back up, because I was trying not to think of the whole tree fucker thing, and then
yes. What about exactly? We need that superhero movie. I agree.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I said the F word like 20 times. Man. My bad.
That's all right.
Vinny,
Yeah,
I get weird about it.
And Living Color was the bomb, man. That talk about things that couldn't be made today, which is just sad. It's just sad and disappointing.
Yeah,
I would love to see in Living Color make a comeback.
Like Dinklage's erection. It's sad.
It's sad and disappointing. Yeah,
underwhelming.
Yeah, it's probably pencil thin.
Yeah, no girth. No, not like Whatabouts comments. No girth.
None whatsoever. That Dinklage is just a sad little man. And that, it actually stands this time when I say little man.
Yeah, no try.
Not very tall, but he stands.
He stands. He got a sword.
Are you happy we're making fun of somebody else's height right now?
I'm so happy right now. I am living it. I'm living whiteness right now. It's awesome.
That's all I really got for today. I know Vinny said give him a few minutes. Why don't we talk about your book for a little bit? You want to give people a preview of what's to come?
Give me a second. Give me a moment.
Was that an exhale in preparation for
that's
spewing forth some epic rants?
I'm garnering my erection. Hold on. I gotta whoa, man. I wish I was prepared for that because I would have had it all pulled up, and now I have to pull it out while I'm on a live stream. And it's if you lose me, I'll be back.
Okay. Frankie notices Dinky. Yeah, poor little Dinky. Johnny K says, "What about comments are so girthy? I have to let every single one of them through by hand."
Bro, thank God. Thank God you're thinking of all of us.
Yes, what is to come? And just in case any of you are getting carried away with your white privilege.
The spirit of middle-class white people is strong in
you.
I know y'all can see through me. I'm just killing time while Walton digs out his shit.
I am digging out shit as we speak.
Why don't we do a Shadow of the Kraken preview real quick?
Yes, let's do that. Thank you.
Pirating is back, my friends. Swashbuckling adventure on the high seas. The stuff we've all dreamed about. Just picture it, guys. Clear blue water with Skull Islands. Waterfalls and jeweled treasure underneath. Whoa.
That's right. I think Cartman pitches it best, to be honest.
I'm so not trying.
You're still there, Steven. Did I lose you, or did you lose me?
I'm not trying to crash my browser. I'm doing this very carefully. It's it's like being in Drew's house. You got to be careful.
Right, because I think it can swing in any direction at any time.
Fucking direction. Yes, holes in the walls. You don't know what's going to happen. You might trip. He defies every Asian norm, guys, and I'm glad that the Asians are now part of the white race, because now we have some big dicks. Thank you.
Absolutely. But yeah, real quick, why don't we take an actual trailer break and show you some Shadow of the Kraken for reals? And right on cue, we got the man himself, Vinnie Tartamello. What's up, my man?
Having a super late breakfast is what I'm doing right now. But Merry Christmas Eve to everybody here.
Merry Christmas Eve, brother. Look at this beautiful book right here. Tell us about this beautiful book.
It's fucking gorgeous, man.
It is. It's giving me an erection.
Dude, I've been working so damn late on all these pages, but I'm almost done with the pencils and inks. I got like one more page to go. But yeah, and then I'm going to be painting up another handful of them. And yeah, this book's going to be ready first quarter. Beautiful pirate story. If you're into the classic pirate stories, we're going to be following our main character here, and you'll see how he becomes a pirate and why he defects from the Royal Crown. Very violent stuff, but very cool stuff too, man. Yeah, there's going to be lots of twists and turns. Nasty, notorious villain who's kind of pursuing them. But yeah, you're not going to find out towards the end of the book anymore. Well, he won't. We will. But yeah, it's going to be pretty big. And this is just the first issue. It's going to be 52 pages. The second issue is going to dive more into some really crazy stuff. It's going to get a whole lot darker. And yeah, a lot more dangerous too. And plenty more hot chicks. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, sorry, Vinny. Didn't mean to bring you in and throw you into promotion mode right away. It just happened that way.
Hey, Vinny is ready to sell. Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot to have breakfast. You're right, kidding. But that's okay. Who needs a breakfast? So yeah, guys, check out Shadow of the Kraken. Please check out all these awesome projects. And yeah, Walton, let's tell us a little bit about Phantom Menace Volume 2.
Oh, thank you. This is the original cover. It's going to get changed for obvious reasons. If you've been following the YouTuber formerly known as Mecha Random 42. Yeah, so I think most of this cover is going to remain the same. I've got a chapter in here from Dick Van Dooncock himself, one from Jesse Milestone, the actual the intro. The foreword in this book is written by John Talks. I can't wait to present that. Which kind of, I didn't know how it was going to fit before, because he was speaking. He wrote this around the time of the Gina Carano incident, her getting let go from Mandalorian. But seeing as that the text itself is being overhauled, it really does fit into the narrative I am trying to present, as well as the facts and opinions of various other people. I've been doing interviews with others, such as Abu Nas. I'm going to be doing interviews with people from the Fandom Collective. Some of your rogues here I'm going to be talking about, especially some during the Comicsgate chapter. There is always one Comicsgate chapter in every one of these books, because I believe that it is important to present the indie sphere, the indie comic sphere. I'm also going to be interviewing people outside of TFM, but had similar experiences to what happened during the original backlash in 2018. I'm also going to be talking.
Group.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, I'm also reaching out to people who are anti-TFM, because I believe that their voice, how they saw things, needs to be explored. I'm going to present this material. Some of it is going to stay in the original composition, which is pro TFM, but it's not going to be a cheerleading manual. I'm going to be presenting to you facts of action that have happened from some of these people, some of the original Fandom Menacers, and those that came after. And allow the readers themselves to decide if were good actions or bad. I'm not going to be pulling any punches. I'm not giving a shit whose sub count is what. I don't care who's friends with who. This is going to be a presentation of material, some of which is going to be explaining from the position of a Fandom Menacer how this backlash took place, some from the aspect of the culture war, some from the aspect of Hollywood and entertainments and the comments and actions that they took, like people like Rotten Tomatoes, Solo lost money. I'm going to be going through those. Also going to be presenting a lot of different points of view. I want the readers themselves to get as much as I can within the context of this book, the ability to read different points of view and decide for yourself. It's something that we don't get from the mainstream. It's something we don't get from the media, from journalists now in the mainstream.
Yeah, you take a look at a lot of documentaries now, and it's just a one-sided viewpoint almost all the time.
Pressing one narrative. One of the most important chapters I am putting in here. I've also set up an interview with Lord Callis. I wanted to talk to the EU community. I tried to reach out to some people in the EU community. Kind of fell through. I don't have that many people that are attached to that area, but I do have people like Lord Callis. I have people like Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective, Enter the Unfamiliar. I do have EU and people that love the expanded universe or legends in and around me, and I wanted to give their points of view. Another aspect of this is honestly the Dark Council, guys. I've been a big fan of the Gospel According to Mark with a C, Abu Nas, and Damajani for a long time, since the whole thing kicked off. I maintain myself personally that their channels didn't blow up simply because the narrative didn't suit. When you have people out there like Gary NyRiam, like Jeremy Griggs, when you have other straight white males, the toxic ones out there speaking, and the narrative. Toxic. Yeah, and the narrative is against people who are straight white males because they are toxic. Those are the ones that get the attention. They get highlighted by the Washington Post. They get high. I mean, they did the same thing with World Class until they realized Jeff Hicks is black. They put all the attention on these people, but what they didn't do was talk about some of the females, right? They didn't talk about some of the girls, and they didn't talk about the black men in our community
because they want to pretend they don't exist.
They don't exist. So I thought that the Dark Council, the Dark Council, I still support to this day. When they first came up, I was so happy to see that group of men together because it really does defy that narrative. So I have a chapter here that is dedicated to the Gospel According to Mark with a C. One of the reasons is because when I first started talking with Mark or started watching Mark, he talked a lot about his youngest son. We're both single fathers, and we both have, we both had to deal with looking at our modern mythologies and how we couldn't share them with our kids, how they were changing our kids. His son was very much into very much into Finn. Wanted to see Finn become a Jedi. How did that work out? Ray! That's all we got from that. We were walking around in a bubble suit in The Last Jedi. A joke.
Like an ass. Yeah, a total joke.
Yeah, there was a very important video that he had made speaking, and it was attached to this dedication here, which comes from that era of his videos on his channel. Please, guys, go subscribe to the Gospel According to Mark with a C. And that was that he and his son didn't speak about The Last Jedi for several months afterward. They went to a Toys R Us when they were shutting down. Also going to be covering that in Volume 2. And while they were in there, they went down the Star Wars aisle because that Star Wars had always been their thing, much like me and my son. And his son had to tell him the truth. He said, "Dad, I don't want to tell you this, but I didn't like The Last Jedi." And his dad is like, "What?" Because like me and my son, I had kept my whole involvement with the fan as much as I could, as my whole involvement with the Phantom Menace and writing the Phantom Menace Volume 1. I tried to separate that from my son as much as I could because I didn't want to destroy his enjoyment of Kylo Ren. And so very much like Mark did not want to destroy the experience of Finn with his son, he did not speak about this with him until he found out that his son was not into that world at all. The Last Jedi completely took his kid out. And it was a very similar track to me and my son played the Lego games together. You had different types of games and entertainment experiences together, sharing Star Wars. And The Last Jedi was so freaking awful that it destroyed the ability for parents, for fans, since they were children, to pass that love down to their kids, only owing to selfish people, unenlightened, who care about projecting themselves on screen, virtue signaling with a socio-political extremism that they don't even care about, the destruction that they levy to modern myths and to the fabric of society. They don't care about. They're just wealthy elitists. They think they're doing the hip thing. It's so much selfish rhetoric and bullshit goes into the destruction of our modern myths. And look at the havoc that is caused. This dedication came from one of Mark's videos. This is for Ron Villamere. He was a lifelong Star Wars fan, World War II veteran. Gulf War veteran. Died in 2018. And while he was dying, the very last film that he could see, unfortunately, was The Last Jedi. But the 501st came out there. Took him he was bedridden. Took him from where he was staying. Gave him gave him everything. Gave him an escort there. 501st was there. Star Wars fans and cosplay all over the place. Gave him probably one of the greatest experiences of his life. And one of the things that he said when he was able to manage it was, "Thank God for Star Wars fans." That is what fandom means to people. This man's last experience, unfortunately, was The Last Jedi, but this is the treatment that Star Wars gave him, that Star Wars fans, people collectively came together to show love, admiration, respect for this veteran, for this dying man. One of the most beautiful things around you. So this dedication actually comes inspired by him and for him. Ron Villamere, God bless.
That's awesome, man.
Absolutely. So let me keep going. I'm ranting. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to, real quick, while we're in the middle here.
Oh, sure.
I just want to, we actually have some footage of the kids who saw The Last Jedi, and I just wanted to present that to you real quick.
Okay. Excellent.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Nailed it.
Yep, that's what happened.
My girl just yelled at me and said, "I'm going to call and you're not going to answer." Shit.
We have been going longer than I usually do, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I just got yelled at. She goes, "You're not going to answer me?" I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I want to." Ashley Lynn, I'm sorry. Don't beat me.
Don't be a bitch, Steven. Please, not live at least.
Oh no! I'm not being a bitch. I'm a man. I'm a real man.
We all know you like to get beaten.
Actually, she's the sub. This is a chapter from my book. This is Mark's chapter. I look forward to presenting this to you guys. And like I said, I think it's very important that we showcase the different types of people. One thing that I've always said about the Phantom Menace when it was running strong was that you didn't need to virtue signal. You didn't need to stand up and go, "Oh, well, we have this person here and this person here." It was naturally inclusive because that's how regular people think. They don't judge you the way you look and where you come from. They judge you on the merits of your character. And we had a lot of interesting characters that came up during that time. Mark, although he was one of the first channels to come up, I consider him one of us. And when I say one of us, I mean like that second wave, people like me and Red. And because he's really stayed friends with a lot of us. He's always been real. He stayed out. This is a man that stayed out of the bullshit, stayed out of rumors, stayed out of all that. Just, tells it like it is. His channel went from a very Black-centric, Afro-American-centric channel and into what it is now, which went from through the Fandom Menace era, fighting against this garbage entertainments, and then going more into politics, which is the natural progression of a grassroots backlash like the Fandom Menace is, to move into politics, because we had them shoved down our throats. That is the battleground they chose. So you can't bitch now that we're all standing up and speaking out, because you chose the battleground entertainments. You chose the battleground far left. People like the Dark Council who come together, defy the narrative that we are all the toxic white, this and that, all of those, that bullshit gobbledygook that is thrown at us. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to presenting him the words of Abu Nas. Hopefully, I'm going to get to talk to Jamaj and I a little bit. Fatal. I've already got scheduling an interview with Lord Callis to speak on the EU type stuff. The Abu Nas interview, which was very uncomfortable for me, honestly, because I had to ask a lot of questions that were race based. That's kind of.
Boy. No, you weren't asking about personal things, buddy.
I was asking about, to Abu's credit, he was the straight shooter the whole time. He did not shy. I messaged him afterward. I said, dude, thank you for taking that easy on me. All right. I thought my white.
I don't know why you think his opinion on midget porn should be a part of this book, but you do you, man.
Damn it, Steven.
But yeah, I'm going to be talking, like I said, I'm going to be talking to people in the Fandom Collective who have been rise together from the beginning. They don't care who you are. They don't care who you're friends with, what lunch table you sit at. They promote everybody. Hail the flipped out rookie critic and all my friends over there.
And they've been true to that philosophy for years.
Yes. No bullshit, guys. Yeah, no bullshit. They promote. There have been, listen, and the human beings can be so goddamn catty. I'm not going to get into it too much. But if you share the wrong link, if you were on so-and-so's channel, you can get ostracized from a lot of social circles.
If you're even in the chat sometimes.
Yeah, if you're even in the chat. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? That's how it is. That's why we at Rogue do not fucking kneel.
Nope.
There are too many catty people out there. There are those that I kid you not. And I'm going to be presenting some of this in the book because it is an important aspect of the fact that, as while we have been fighting against these SJW types, we have allowed some of that culture to exist around us, and we excuse it because they have the right opinion, and that's not cool. That's not right. That's not what we stood up against. We didn't start building this to invite the industry, to invite the way that they act into how we do things. We didn't start a grassroots backlash against bigoted, terrible people who ostracize you if you think differently just to support channels who do the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we stood up to fight against.
Not at all.
This is why I am going to various types of people and getting their opinions and perspectives, because these things need to be said, and it can't just be said by me. It can't, because somebody will look at me and go, oh, well, Steven, he's like this, and you love him or you hate him. All that bullshit they spread because they scared of my voice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, haters out there, for allowing me to live in your head rent-free. I don't give a shit about you, but I'm enjoying all the stories. And I look at...
look at this. Look at this. This is sad. Rich Cook says there's some things I won't say in chat because you guys will get blamed somehow.
Right.
That's just sad.
That's sad. Because,
I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, Rich, but it's just sad. You got to censor yourself.
I do the same thing, Rich. There's some things that I can't even say. There's some things I won't, because this gets you. They're more trouble than they're worth. Airing out dirty laundry ain't worth it. You know what I mean? We rise together. We stand together. But you're right, dude. And that is a shame. That we start this thing for the freedom of expression, to fight for our freedom of expression.
Exactly. And that's the fucking thing too. No creator should be kissing someone else's ass or licking somebody's fucking balls to have a seat at a table or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're all working damn hard to get great product out there. And we're supposed to be saying fuck you to the mainstream, not turning into something vile and just as shitty.
Right. Not turning into the mainstream. Why do we have cliques of people who exist in networks that will destroy your character, that will put together narratives to destroy your campaign, your channel, to spin something you may have said or done, to not look at how they themselves may act, but are the first people to point the finger and project it at you. Why are we allowing that to exist in a grassroots backlash? And I'm talking about several of our backlashes. Why are we allowing that to exist? Why are we excusing that because they have the right thing? Isn't that what the far left does?
It's a power dynamic. There's a power dynamic that's established in every group of people, in every movement, and sometimes most times I would say it just kind of goes the wrong direction, and it creates a culture of fear, which is what we're living in day to day in the world. We don't need it. We don't need it in places where we came together to stop it.
Exactly, brother. Why are we adapting the same type of fear tactics and then excusing it for certain people? I don't understand that. Why is it okay to trash this person because they retweeted somebody, or they said something, or they dared to stand up and give their opinion that wasn't popular to everyone who's kissing that one person's ass? I don't understand that. And
they're all a bunch of leaky vaginas.
In they fifis, Vinny, in they fifis. So instead of being a shotgun, I'm going to be a scalpel. And instead of being someone who is going to, just point out this person, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to lay out the playing field, the facts of the matter. I'm going to get various perspectives on these things. So I'm going to make it as universally, as much of a universal perspective as I possibly can within the context of what I am presenting to you. And let the reader decide. Let the reader decide. Was that move done because sometimes you got to step on somebody's face in order to make something in the world? Was it worth tracing or stealing that person's product? It was. No, it wasn't. That's up to you to decide. What matters is that the facts of the matter are presented, and that the readers have the choice themselves to read the context of what I am presenting outside of the raw Fundamentals chapters. They will be there. But look at what the media has done, what Rotten Tomatoes has done, what Disney has done. Look at what these actors have said. Look at the actions that they have taken that are completely contradictory to how they believe. Look at what happened around us within the grassroots backlash. Look at what happened around us in the indie sphere. Look at the actions, the facts, the actions that have taken place, and you decide for yourself who's guilty, who's not, who's a villain, who's not, if it's just business or if it's personal. And if we should be allowing certain behaviors to be infested within our spheres just because, like the SJW say, well, they have the right opinion. Is that right or is that wrong? You decide. This is the material that I wish to present in the Fundamentals Volume 2. And hopefully I inspire a writer out there somewhere to pick up a pen or start writing on their keyboard and present their own perspectives. And that is my wish, because like you out there who have created indie projects who inspire me, people like Red, Vinny, Chris, you are the reasons that I began to do this, that I began writing this. And I hope that I can give back by giving you a very enlightening and well-presented read with the Fundamentals Volume 2. Thank you, Red.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. And I think, if you guys are okay with it, I think that'd be a good place to wind it down.
All right.
That was a great presentation, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. Like, me and Vinny started out doing this stuff solo, but we found each other, we found other people, we eventually found Rogue Entertainment, and it's a really good thing. It's a positive thing that's happening, and I'm very fortunate to have met a lot of good people, and like all you people in the chat, everybody here, everybody that comes here to support in any way, just to come in and throw out your opinion, very welcome. And we appreciate you all very much. So I guess with that said, subscribe to everybody here. Check out the projects. I put everything we covered in the description below, link-wise. Thank you all the ranches for taking care of business. And hail Rogue Entertainment.
Thank you, the porn bots.
Hey,
sorry, Red.
One thing.
You gotta thank the porn bots too, Red.
Yes, even the porn bots. Thank you.
Don't forget though, guys, 4:30, I'm having a Christmas Eve kind of stream. So kind of the end of the year. It'll be like the last. No, we got one more. Shit, no, that's New Year's. Maybe not. All right. This might be the last Friday stream. So
it might be, but just in case it is, don't miss it.
Show up. We're not tearing down erections. It'll be a good time.
Oh, speaking of which, hold on. But before we go to this is the title card for it. I just made it while we were sitting here. So it's a very Florida.
Oh yeah,
Nice. I love it. I love it. We are not tearing down any erections. We love our history.
we are propping erections up.
That's right.
I guess we're
exploding with Christmas joy.
They're the Jewish trees. Yes, they're beautiful, man. I love that. I love what's going on right there. Honey, please move down here. Look, we have dick trees, and I know you love dick. Hey, look, it's right there.
Spurting dick trees.
Spurting all over. Just spraying everywhere. Thank God, Vinny.
Pew, pew, pew.
So yeah, hail everyone. We truly do appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas to everyone. If you don't celebrate it, happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you enjoy, whatever you believe. And I hope this new year actually brings some good stuff and some good times to people. I can guarantee you it's going to bring you some good entertainment from all of us.
Happy
so hail to all of you.
Pagans.
Yeah, that too. And hail Rogue Entertainment. Peace out, and we'll catch you at Vinnie's at 4:30.
Hail.